Atomic Commission and Ghana Spaceship Institute would like to invite you to attend the New Dawn, Africa's Meteoric Rise in Spaceship Technology Conference, October 17th through 19th, 2016, in Ghana. Keshe Foundation
Atomic
Ghana's
Commission
mandate
and Ghana
is to build
Spaceship
awareness
Institute
and promote
would like to
research
invite
into
you to
plasma
attend
technology.
the New Dawn,
The
Africa's
foundation is
Meteoric
presently
Rise
working with governmental institutions and other interest groups in Ghana to fulfill this goal. At the conference, you will be afforded the opportunity to learn about and experience plasma technology firsthand. The cost of admission to the conference includes 3-night stay in one of Ghana's prestigious hotels. Hotel packages include a single, double, or twin room option, and an option for an apartment or suite. Breakfast, tea, and coffee breaks and a buffet lunch on the days of the conference are also included. Keshe Foundation Ghana is focused on utilizing plasma technology to solve numerous problems facing the African nation. Come to the New Dawn, Africa's Meteoric Rise in Spaceship Technology Conference in Ghana. Learn about plasma technology and learn how you can participate in spreading the word about it. Together, we can bring freedom to Africa and humanity, and we hope to see you there.
Okay, welcome everyone to the 124th Knowledge Seekers Workshop of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. It's Thursday, July 28th, 2016, and we're ready once again with Mr. Keshe, who's going to present something for the first hour or so, as we understand it, and then Caroline and Armin will take over from there. Is that true, Mr. Keshe? Are you there? I'm not hearing Mr. Keshe yet. Maybe I've got some connection issue here.
Yes, he's dropping.
Oh, okay. So it might be a couple of minutes before we get things settled out here with the... Oh. Okay, that's a good idea, Vince. Get that set up here.
The Universal Council invites you to attend the One Planet, One Nation, One Race event in Rome on the 9th and 10th of September 2016. The Council looks forward to open interaction with the public at the event. Come interact with the Council in your spoken language. The Council encourages you to bring your positive suggestions and solutions to the table on how humanity can move forward as a whole towards everlasting peace. In this way, the work of the members of the Council will become the work of humanity for humanity. The full package price for a single ticket to the event includes 3-night stay in one of Rome's prestigious hotels, daily attendance to the event, as well as breakfast on the 9th through the 11th, and lunch and tea on the 9th and 10th. Accommodations for this package is based on double occupancy. The full package price for 2 tickets to the event includes 3-night stay in a twin-bed room in one of Rome's prestigious hotels, daily attendance to the event, as well as breakfast on the 9th through the 11th, and lunch and tea on the 9th and 10th. Additional night stay are offered at €150 per person per night. For those who wish to arrange their own accommodations and who plan on attending a single day of the event, the cost will be €200, which includes tea and lunch on the day of the event. For those who wish to arrange their own accommodations and who plan on attending both days of the event, the cost will be €400, which includes tea and lunch on the day of the event. The One Planet, One Nation, One Race event in Rome. Come share your positive solutions on how we can work together to bring everlasting peace to our world.
Any word yet? Any word for Kesh yet? Okay, well, we'll have to improvise. I'll put up the other screen here, perhaps. Okay, well, it may be a few minutes before we are officially beginning here with Mr. Kesh, so bear with us as we get the connections happening in Italy and so on to make sure it all connects properly.
At the moment, he is not responding on any of the Zooms. Rick, he's back in. KFSI support 1. I see him inside, but he's muted.
Okay, let's
Support 1.
I'm not able to unmute, so he has to be unmuted from that end, I think. Can ask to start video. I think it might be, that's probably not the video. The video is with Italian host, is that right?
He is not here, so he will be working through the support 1 only.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're listening, Mr. Kesh, we're not able to hear your audio right now.
Can you hear me on this number?
Yes.
Yes, we're trying to sort out to see what's the problem on the other line.
Okay.
We can start, yeah, no problem. As you know, we are going into the holiday time, so we are not in the center, and this causes problem for us to get location fixed. Would you like to start, or have you already started?
Well, we've just played the videos, and we're just ready for you right now.
Okay, thank you very much. Good day to you, good morning, good afternoon, as usual, wherever and whenever you listen to us. As we enter into the summer season holiday time of the foundation, and teaching stops tomorrow, so for next 6 or 8 weeks we'll be traveling, and we sometimes will meet these kind of problems to reconnect back to the meetings, to the teaching program. One of the things which we started earlier on Tuesday was to show the application of the space technology. It is very basic forms in the creation of the motion, and lift and everything else which will come with it and shall be with it. And in so many ways, we have started a process now where we will decide where and how we will interact with the environment we are in. The position with the present technology we have brought in is the fact that it does not work, it does not look to work, it will not interact initially with the present space technology we know, with the present world of physics and science we know, and will show effects and results which we are not used to. But in time to come, we start learning more and more about it. We'll start interacting with it, and with it, we will develop new understanding of the science. The problem which we have and is at the moment with us is that we have learned more or less a lot about the matter state, but we have not learned about the plasma state. And this will be the biggest problem for this process. Learning how to work with the plasma state, how to find an interface between the two, what we already know and what we have to learn with what it is in reality in the space, and bringing the two sides together and learning how to use one to have advantage and the use of the technology from one state to another. This is in fact very much is a state of matter, nothing else, nothing more. We have known everything about space in a matter state, but we know nothing about the space in a plasma matter. And this will create a lot of problem, a lot of confusion, a lot of denial from one side to another. But us as the Keshe Foundation supporters, us as people who have brought this new technology, and it's thousands and millions of us, have to learn how to and teach how for people to be able to use and interact with both sides. This will be the biggest dilemma. I already see this. We already, even in the Innovation Center, I see how even people who are on the edge of science with us, like Renan's team, the team in Italy, the team in America, in Africa, in South America, they all sometimes fall from one thing to another. This is what our job is now, to bring for both sides to understand how to interact, and more or less what we know, most of it about the matter state is perfect. There is nothing wrong with it. But the addition of the new knowledge is going to create a lot of confusion. And this is where we're going to have a problem. This is where we will sit with a lot of one side or the other, what do you call it, denying each other or trying to say something is wrong with the other one. And this will create a lot of problem for both sides. This will create massive problem for both sides. How we interact is going to be a problem. How we interface, how we negotiate between both sides as new scientists of the plasma and other scientists of plasma. This will create us a mayhem. And we've seen it. A lot of people call everything we do as wrong. We have a problem here. Can you connect this, please? I cannot get that. So in this respect, we have to stop this at the root at this moment in here, that we do not run into this problem. Just 1 second, please. I have to speak to someone. We're trying to fix the other line that we can go on a whiteboard. So what I've seen in the past few weeks and what I see in the past few years is a problem which we have to face now and sort it out. Otherwise, the ones who are not part of our work, or they see their position in danger, will start causing huge amounts of problems. We see this now with the Chinese scientists. We see now this with this kind of interaction. We see now this with some of the scientists in the United States. We see this in a number of cases in Europe, where scientists who have developed the plasma technology of the matter state, now seeing the plasma state technology of the space, they cannot link together. They cannot connect together. And they so have to deny one or the other. We are here to reconsolidate the position of the space technology. We are here to bring about balance between the new science and the old. And it's us as a whole, as members of the Keshe Foundation worldwide, which is thousands of millions of people, to in fact make sure this does not happen. We have to not only accommodate the new knowledge, we have to accommodate the ones who are used to the old to adjust to the new, that they don't see it as a threat. And the ones who come to abuse it, to use this gap, have to realize they have no room to play. There are those who are paid to block the technology. There are those who are there to work in the background to waste time for both sides, because they see this way they confirm their existence. This is where we got to stop. I can teach as much as you like. I can teach you technology every hour, every day as we go along. But I will not be able to bridge this gap if we do not put not only hand of peace, but hand of knowledge of the new plasma to the people too. This is the problem. We've seen this in past few days heavily. Since we start actually showing the generator 2 days ago, we have seen a huge shift, government's shift in one way or another, because now the situation is real. There is not that it's going to be a power unit. We'll show it again today, that it can be shown, that it can be displayed, that this is a change. None of us, nobody can stop anymore. There's thousands of you. We release the blueprint of the energy unit when we complete it in a new form, because the present form can be used immediately. But we see in next week or two, we change it to become more efficient. Instead of launching a new product and launching another product again, we have decided that we launch one new product. We're trying to make it, the people in 2, 3, 4 different groups are working on to make the generator, power generator, a portable handheld unit. This is our aim. We can still supply the generator as it is, the way it's developed, but with adding new innovation into it, we can, and we see it a way that one maglev unit, now we have 2, can be used. Secondly, what we call a wireless unit can be applied. It doesn't take much. We have all the knowledge. It's just linking the systems together, understanding together. And in that process, we bring a new concept, new technology. As I said on Tuesday, it took us a year since we announced the maglev units till now. Now we have the generators, and we shown, and today we go back again to see it. Then next week, hopefully, we show you 2 blue boxes. That's exactly what you bought. And then we go to the next steps of wireless. And we are in that point. We are working on it. The system can be compacted, becoming total plasmatic as much as possible. So what I would like to say, I thank the Innovation Center in the in the, what you call, in 3 or 4 countries who are working on different sites for developing it and completing it. The system is operational. We can go and have a look at it again for a second time. Because of the yellow box, some people have called it the yellow submarine. The Philippine group has chosen the blue color for the box. In Italy, we will show what I call a green box as part of the technology release. And in one way, we'll go back to the blue box of the Keshe Foundation, which is chosen by initially by the Italian group, and it stays that way. But it is important for all of us to understand one point directly, and that is we cannot operate if we do not explain and teach to the other side. And this is what the people who are there to create mayhem are using. The lack of knowledge of the others to create mayhem, because they know the matter state, but they don't know no physical attraction and interactions of the plasma state. So we have come this far. We come so far that now we can develop this technology to the point of its next step. Interface between the two sides. Interface between the matter state and the plasma state. And it's for us to be able to bring everything back in order. And we need to do this. We need to bring back everything in order that we can bring in the position of the change, but do it that in a way that we can dictate the change. We can bring the totality of the change. Can we go to Douglas and let him show the system which was shown last Tuesday, 2 days ago again, to see the new power generator and the compactness of it, please. Is Douglas online?
I believe so.
I've got so many pages open, it took me a second there to get the other page open. I've explained to Rick earlier and Renan that we've had a few storms here today, and anytime it rains where I'm at in a rural area, it messes up the internet. So I've had issues loading this to the cloud. I can go live if needed to, but if you'll give me a few more minutes, it is downloading to the cloud right now, the current video.
Can we go on your camera that you can show it live? Is it possible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's more than possible. I've got
okay, so go live. Make sure the generator unit is covered up.
It is, sir.
So show the rest that they can see the same process as you've done before. And then next week we come with 2 or 3 other locations that we release everything at the same time worldwide. Do you need time to go live too?
No, I was plugging in my remote camera and seeing if I can do this here. Okay, good. My remote camera. Y'all excuse my appearance. I've been up for a few days, and let me see so I can get my screen here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, can everybody see? Can everybody?
Yes, we can see your ear.
Okay. All right. That's what I wanted to know. All right. I'm going to have to try to turn my computer so I can hand hold this and show everybody what's going on here. And this is the first time I've tried to do this with my remote camera. So this will give everybody a look at everything real fast. We'll go down here. I'll move my chair out of the way so you can see this is the floor. There's no wires anywhere in my floor. There's nothing up under the table. anywhere that's connected. Nothing, no loops. I'll walk around so everybody can see there's no wires. These were the wires that you were seeing that right here that go up. I'm trying to do this. It's backwards when you're operating this camera. These go to the heater and they go into the strip. They're not plugged into anything. As you can see, they're just dangling here. They don't go to anything at all. And that's the back of the system, so everybody can see there's nothing hidden anywhere. I wanted to relieve everybody's mind that there's nothing hidden. Okay, so I'll turn the generator on. Immediately, I'm producing power. Now you'll notice on my switch, no voltage. I start turning my lights on.
You don't see anything.
So you can see that it's producing current. Now I'll flip the switch over here on my strip, and you'll notice that I'm going to send 120 volts over to my strip. Now the panini maker already came on, so did the refrigerator, so did the microwave, and as you can see, right here, the heater is set at 1500 watts. It's on, it's blowing out hot air. Lights are on, the fan's on. This compressor is on. If you can hear it, I don't know if you heard it hiss, but it sucks. It pulls a vacuum. So this one's running, refrigerator's running. We got some Sprite and lemonade in there. And now we are going to turn the microwave on. We're going to hit it for 30 seconds. All right, now we got 30 seconds. Now we got a full load. Now, if you'll look at my board over here, you can see that we're having 1500 watts. The microwave oven's 800 watts. The grilled cheese toaster is 800 watts. The door refrigerator is a start 500. Oh, yep, it just tripped my breaker there. I've got to reset the system. But excuse me for a second here. What we were at before I tripped the system here. I'm sorry about that. I'm pulling a lot of amperage through that little bitty thing there.
It's interesting, Douglas, your audio just got better after the breaker trip there.
It's the plasma fields, is what it is. And
you sounded like you were talking in a submarine or something, like it was in plasma fields. That's right.
I will try to sit that there so everybody can see the board while I try to reset the system here so everybody can see what's going on with the wattage there and have a better look at what we've got.
Do you want us to go back and come back to you?
Consuming on the board there.
Douglas, do you want us to go out and come back in?
Yeah, you can for a second, Mr. Kesha. I think that
no problem.
Yeah,
we'll give you time.
Yeah, a wire vibrated loose, sir. Give me about two seconds here, and I'll have it back together.
Okay, no problem. If you notice now, we are at about 3.3 kilowatt. Originally it's about 4.3 when the motors come on, the refrigerator and the rest. And then when it goes to steady supply, it comes 3.3 kilowatt. These units can be pushed to 20 kilowatts easily. But this is part of the redesign that we sell a 3 kilowatt unit. That's our base ground. This is what we say. But you can, depending on how we do the circuit positioning, we can go out to what do you call it, to 4 or 5 or 6 kilowatts. More than 4.5, 5, we have to redesign the circuitry. And then we can show the whole process. Are you back again?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I've got a safety device on this. Everybody knows these surge protectors have a breaker on it. I just had to, it took me a second, but it just tripped the breaker on here. This little surge protector is not used to pulling this many amps, sir. And,
okay, no problem.
This is a 16 gauge, or this one.
Yeah, it's okay, no problem. We understand. Douglas, you understand? Hello. We just wanted to see that it works. Is your toaster still on?
Yes, sir. The toaster's still on. You can see the red light there.
And your heater is still on?
we've got the thermal indicator here. We will show that you can see that everything's backwards, but it's showing 240 degrees on that one. And the heater trying to move around over 200 degrees on the heater. The light bulbs down here are showing 80 degrees. The capacitors are at about 90. That's what they were before on the video. The top coil is 96 to 104. 104 this time. The middle coil is 99, and the bottom coil is 93. So for the amount of wattage and amperage that's going through this system, for a total of 3.3 continuous watts running, and a startup of 4.4 kilowatts, in theory, this 16 and 18 gauge stranded wire here should have been disintegrated and melted beyond recognition. But as you can see, through the ability of the MagRev and plasma technology, it allows for different kinds of electricity that doesn't allow for the heat and resistance, you know, like the coils here. Everybody says they shock you. Look, guys, I've got my hands on mine. They don't shock if they're properly coated. You can hold them all day long. They don't shock you. You know, I've heard people say they get a shock. You see right now I'm pulling 3.3 kilowatts continuous. Everything's on, and I've got my hand right here on the MagRev. Let me back it up so you can see it. And I've got it in there with it, you know, every bit of it. Nothing's touching. Well, my breaker tripped again. But everybody can see that if it wasn't for my surge protector there, it won't allow the current to go through it. It hasn't been nano-coated yet. Once this thing becomes nano-coated, if I continue to use it, and I've noticed it takes a couple weeks to nano-coat wires, and I noticed that from this one here, within about 2 or 3 weeks, this will be nano-coated, and this strip will no longer kick the breaker on it, the surge protection. It'll quit doing that. So this is to show everybody that we got 3.3. There's no hidden wires, and that's a continuous 3.3 on the board. And we had a startup of 4.4 kilowatts. And I truly am sorry that the video wasn't loaded up in time. I've had some issues with the internet, but I do have a rather nice video for everybody to see that's a little bit longer, that explains everything in detail. And it managed to not trip the surge protection device that time. I've ran this several times now, so it's managed to warm up, and it's causing issues with my surge protection device. But other than that, everybody's seen everything's working fine. It's running fine, and this is a step to where we go. And you can see I added a periscope for Mr. Kesh's submarine right there.
Would you like to show us your pendulum, please?
Rick's got that video, sir. He can put that on there. I've got stuff scattered everywhere in here, sir, that I don't know if.
Okay, I can put that on now if you wish.
Yeah, I'll stop share, brother.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me explain to you what is happening. What you're going to see is the continuation of what we saw last week with Dr. Gata in Kenya, where we saw the rotation of the water, the gas water, and creation of motion by just applying plasma technology, mixture of plasmas. Now, what you see, the system is hung near the water. So what the system is doing is going through exactly the phase changes as we see in the planetary system. When the North Pole, South Pole turn comes in this system, because of its compactness and the smallness and closeness to the gas water at the bottom of the glass, you get very rapid changes. So whenever the field balance comes in and the current flow of the plasma reaches maximum what we call saturation, I've explained this in one of the books, then the polarity change comes in. And that every time you see this pendulum, what we call a pendulum shaking, or you see the board slightly moving, is the time when this shift comes in. It's the time when the maximum fields, gravitational and magnetical current flow
You can see
switches. Can you
it's
hear
like a
me?
pendulum. I don't know if it's trying to pick up momentum to swing. You can see the rest of, I've tried all these other combinations. I'm rebuilding this one. I've rebuilt this core here. I'm rebuilding another core, and I just start, these plastic balls is what I make them out of, but I just ordered 24 more cores, and I've tried this one too. And this one here is the one that I'm getting the reaction out of. You can see, let me go this way because it's wobbling the other way. So you can see it's a little pendulum-like action, just going back and forth there. See if I can set the camera down so maybe you can see it a little better. Yeah, you can see it now. You can see there's just a little bit of a movement there. It's just a very slight pendulum reaction that's going on that I've just now noticed. So I'm going to work with this one and go from here. And I've already got another core also that is showing positive results, and it was this one, and I've got to rebuild it because I broke it this morning. I'll share that with you guys really fast.
Hello?
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. So what you see, this pendulum motion is a change, and it's very rhythmic. It's like a heartbeat. And this shows that the interface of the magnetical, thank you very much, magnetical and gravitational system with affecting when the polarity changes and when we reach the position of the change of the cycle. And sorry, it's not working. Hello, it's not working. It's not linking now. When I want to join there, it doesn't allow me. Just 1 second, please. We usually do this, and we reach this here, and I should be able to join in here with this.
It's the problem with Zoom Pro, not
No. Okay. Can you fix it, please? I think you changed something on the thingy in the parameters here. Okay. So what we see is the new creation of motion. Now you saw the movements in the water last time. Now you see movement in a physical vibration. Now it needs the development into a further scale of bringing the two together. And we see how it goes. Thank you very much. And we see how we can make advantage or make use of all these changes. How can we bring the position where we can add to the whole structure? We are not getting there. Caroline, can you tell him it's not going through? So we have to we need to know. We need to go further. We need to understand more in how and what we need to add to change the position, to bring the position in line with the new understanding. How can we use the motion and the creation of motion by use of plasma, magnetic field, gravitational field strength, by understanding of the totality and trying to understand more and more in how we can bring about a system, a process that can use field, magnetic field, gravitational field of the plasma into what we need as physical motion and physical energy. This is the biggest problem. This will be a massive, massive change for us. This will create a lot of problems for us because a lot of people have been selling different products to create motion and to create energy and to create every other thing that they need. And now with this technology, we change the course, and those people don't like the change. These people would like to stay with the matter state, but they don't see the evolution, the understanding, um, um, a new setup, a new structure, a new total work of the system, the new way to be able to merge the two together gradually, and then in the future to go into the next dimension of total plasma, or using the plasma to create the matter state what we want from our system. And this will be a big problem for the people who work with the space technology, because this way we cannot satisfy the what we have used to, what we are used to, what we can see, and leave it to the forces which we think we can use and is there to be used. And this will create us a lot of problem. This will create a lot of what you call the Zoom is gone. The creation of new systems that satisfies both the old and the new. I think we can see this again, maybe if Renan has a system, they've achieved the same pendulum motion in the Philippines. Is Renan there that they can show their system for us? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Can we go to Renan if he's there, because they have achieved the same? Please, if they can show theirs, please.
I think he's here, yes. Hello, Renan? You see his microphone is open there. Hello, Renan, can you hear us? We can't hear you.
You must have a problem, because I see Randy also unmuted and nobody can hear it.
Can you hear me now on the other line?
There's an echo, like 2 microphones are open.
Yes, I'm going to leave this. Okay, it's better now.
Yes, very good.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your help.
Hello, Mr. Cash.
Hi, Renan. Renan, would I heard on your communication this morning that you have managed to replicate the pendulum?
Yes, sir. We tried to follow it, sir. I'll show you the setup. Can you see, sir?
Yes. Okay. Oh, you're in a bigger bottle.
Yeah, this is a bigger bottle setup. The difference here, we're using a nylon string. So in this setup, sir, we cannot. We didn't have the continuous movement, but there is only. It's negligible to see the movement of the water and also the pendulum. So I think we need to recalibrate a smaller setup for this one. Yeah, so this is a big setup. It has been.
Have you seen the vibration in your setups up to now?
Yeah. Right now, I'll focus. The vibrations is not. It cannot be seen for now.
But in your test this morning or before, you could see it?
Yes, initially, sir, we had that movement for a few minutes, and right now in this, it is very fine. In my own observation, it's very fine, and the movement in the water, because the water has already cleared out, the gas has already settled, So it's so clear that right now the movement is just so fine. There's no air inside. We covered it with plexi glass, so there's no. So if there's motion inside there and the table is separated from any setup that we're making right now.
Is it in the liquid, or is it hanging above the liquid, or is it touching the liquid?
Touching a bit of the liquid, just
No, it should
tiny.
not touch. It should not touch.
We will bring it up. I'll bring it up, sir, and let it observe it
It
again.
should not touch. You gotta go. If you go up about 2-3 centimeters from the liquid, that's where you create the link difference. When it touches, you link up directly, so you don't see any changes. This is what I was trying to explain in other teachings, that you have to create a distance gap when you merge them together or when you contact them together. You do not see, because I literally bring all the field forces together in one position.
Okay, sir. I'll put a lift and we'll give you an observation live.
Okay. Is there anything else new you can tell us?
Right now, the setup, similar setup, hopefully for the off-grid will be soon be seen next week.
So you show your off-grid next week to us. There it is. They are testing at the moment. We observe in our system where Brennan group in Philippines and here in Italy, we are observing the same kind of things in our progress, that you can produce these systems and it produces AC and a DC at the same time. It could be of different values. Is that correct? Have you observed the same thing in
we have prediction here when we connect in the off-grid system.
Can we see your system, please? I mean, is it covered the way it should be with your blue flag on it?
Oh, it's just here. It's a mess right now because we're doing some upgrades.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Leave it. Don't show it. Keep it away. We don't need to see it. No problem. Can we? So we see what we can be doing, what is possible to be done, and we go.
The thought, sir, that I want to share is about when we connect 24 volt bulbs, DC light bulb, it still powers it, even it's producing already 220 volts AC. So it's producing 220 volts AC, and we connected 24 volt DC bulb, and it lights the DC bulb without busting. And we check the output, it's having a 6 volt AC output. So it's a 6 volt AC output from the generator. Then, and we also tried another bulb, which is a 220 bulb. So the 220 bulb lit, basically lit, and the output of the power is at 200 volts. So it adjusts to depending on the load.
What happened if you put one of each load on it, 220 and 110?
That one, the lower voltage lights up and the higher voltage does not. So it supplies the lowest voltage requirement, and the highest voltage requirement does not light, because I think the plasma drops and supplies the lowest potential DC, or the lowest potential voltage, because it's already producing 220 volts and it's supplying the lesser voltage requirement. It's we're seeing that in a way at a barrier, that if once it's already in that situation, it doesn't supply yet the 220 volt that is beside it. So right now we're doing some tweaks with the generator to let all systems light as well, and all other appliances.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you indeed, Ronan.
Mr. Keshe,
yes.
was working on the balls earlier, you know, and I do have a short video of where it actually shows some rotation that is occurring. I have just completed rebuilding these things, so they have not been activated, we'll say, very long, but it's a quick video if you want to see it. I've got it up real fast and we can show it, and it'll show some rotation.
Can you show it to us? Do you want to share the screen?
Sure will. All right.
If you just share a screen.
Can everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, I'll start the video and you can see the Gantz moving counterclockwise.
Right now, the setup, similar setup hopefully for the update will be soon be seen next week.
You notice the thing floating across the screen too.
They are testing at the moment. We observe in our system where the Berlin group in Philippines and here in Italy we are observing the same kind of things.
Can you repeat that again?
Yes, I sure will, Mr. Kish. It'd be my pleasure. I wanted everybody to see this. Like I said, I wish I'd had more time. Here we go.
All right, now the setup.
How's that? You can see the little black thing here being drawn into it's being pulled pretty fast. It's just a piece of trash that got in there. But it shows the movement and how it's being drawn to the CH3 ball. That's what I found was, you know, it got drawn there really fast.
The thing is, now we got to start understanding and looking into more detailed aspects of these applications, and we got to see how we can utilize these effects. We can make applications of these effects. There is one application is that we are literally in the background in the innovation groups redesigning motors into with a plasma condition. We are looking into redesigning what you call power supplies. We are looking into conversion in use of magnetic gravitational fields more than anything else in different dimensions. And there is something I have to explain to you before we go any further. I have to attend a meeting, very important meeting, and when the meeting starts, I have to leave, and Armand and Caroline with Rick and Vince and Stanley in the background will take over, and they take the course of teaching today and presentation today, and we join you back next Thursday because we are on the vacation time of the institute till more or less 20th of or 21st of September. We come back in for the first teachings and everything else which goes on starting from the 19th of September when the institute reopens. So I carry on till the beginning of the meeting here, and then I'll hand over everything to Armin and Caroline and the team in the background to take it further if you have to show something or you want to show something.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Yes.
Yes. I just want to show you a quick video of what's happening here. I have the rotations of liquid plasmas in some bottles, and then I'm using a single motor to rotate all the liquids in the containers. So if maybe
share the screen. Share your screen.
Okay.
If you don't know this gentleman is very, very knowledgeable, but very far. Is Alex from Nigeria. Is part of the Keshe Foundation. It's nice to hear you, Alex, after a few weeks.
Okay. Is this from the photos or documents I'm not going to share from?
Okay, share whatever you like. Whichever is convenient.
Let me see if she's going to go.
We are seeing a lot of people now that they have seen they can affect the rotation of the plasma, showing different things. I've seen, this is for you to check. Yesterday or the day before, we received the pictures by a priest in Romania. We use for you to check it, that how the magnetic fields affect the ganses, or the magnetic field of the coils, stacker units, affect the create patterns in the ganses. But this is for you to check. Can you
Is it okay to show that those pictures and video today, Mr. Kesh, or should we reserve that until later?
just a picture, because we have the gentleman has to, what do you call it? Is submitted for presentation on the Facebook, so we can do it. They wanted to show it in one of the channels of the Keshe Foundation. I said it's got to be shown here. If Alex can't show the system he's trying, we can go to the other one, please.
Can Rick promote my video? Is blocked.
Yes. What do you want? You want to upload, or you play off your screen? You can share your screen.
I'll play.
Okay, play. Share a screen and play. Make sure all your systems are closed. Okay, we see it. Can we bring? Okay, go ahead.
Then you just adjust it properly.
Can you explain to us? We can see it, but
okay.
What are you trying to show us, please?
There's a rotation here. This the liquid plasma in this bottle is rotating because of the effect of the field of this the ball on top that is making it rotate. And then you can see the vibrations from here. This I don't know if you can see this. Sorry, it's a little bit.
Is that your clay stacker unit?
Yeah. No, this is not a stacker unit. This is a configuration because I have I embedded in it a stacker, just one stacker in this clay, and then I put a ping pong ball reactor on top of it. But what I want to show is this ball here is just, I have some little grams of GANs in it, and then this clay, the clay is heavy, really heavy. But when I rotate the balls, it can cause a vibration of this one here. Let me see if I can. Okay. Yeah. Can cause the vibration of this one here, and then the vibration of this one here as well. Yeah, this one here. Oh, sorry about that.
Don't worry, you're still alive.
Okay.
I can see the rotation of the water in the bottle.
Yeah, is it still on? I can't even see nothing anymore now.
No, your video is stopped.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Mr. Kesh. All right, so.
Are you still in Lagos? Where are you now? Where are you now in Nigeria?
No, I'm in the bush.
You're in the bush? Ah.
Yeah. Okay, see, this is okay, this button, let me just switch off the thing and start it off again, and then you see the effect it's going to have on everything. I don't know if it's going to say it properly. You see, this one is vibrating already.
But does that come from vibration of the table, or does it come from the vibration?
Because the table, this unit here is all in one unit. It's all glued together. So this ball cannot make the table vibrate. It's just the field that's interacting with this, and then making this to rotate, and then that as well. And it depends on what time. Because if the polarity changes sometimes, the liquid plasma here can rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise. Depends on the polarity of the day. Sometimes at night, all of them rotate at the same time, and they vibrate as well. But if I keep this unit on the floor, it vibrates and rotates the balls as well. So keeping it on the bench or on the floor doesn't make any difference. It's a pretty
liquid in the bottles are rotating. You see, yeah. This is the purpose. This is the purpose of these teachings, to enlighten, and others can use it. You can use these rotations of the liquid for very much what we use the steam in power stations for rotating blades. You can use these transfer of energies from one core to another for removal and the movement of items or entities or fields or matters. Because now you see they interact. I was teaching this yesterday in the medical teaching and with the doctors. There is so much that it will create such a new scale of innovations and development of new technologies that is untold. Maybe from where we sit and what we see is coming, when you add up the energy, the space, the agriculture, the medicine, the material, and every other aspects that this new understanding brings in, is most probably in the next 2 to 5 years will touch everything we do. We've seen how you can use these fields more or less for change of structures. You will be able to see more and more of these things. You will be able to, what we're asking is not to watch anymore. Make the gas, make the change, bring the condition of the change in. It's now depending on you. Now it's depending on totality of the Keshe Foundation supporters. We are not here to dominate. We are not here to be the owner of everything. We are here to own everything amongst all of us. I've seen people saying that they want to start companies. We are not starting companies. You are starting companies. We are supporting you. You are the people who start structures. We are there to support you. The Keshe Foundation is not looking for people to bring money to give it to us. None of the Keshe Foundation people who start factories or whatever have paid a single cent to the foundation. We support them, we give them, we send them technicians, we send everybody to them. Be open. The people who put negativity are the people who see that what they came here to destroy, their position in danger. We are not asking you to become a part of the Keshe Foundation manufacturing to bring money in or give us anything. Nobody has paid a single cent to the foundation. We are even paying to set up factories for people who have the right intention. So we open your eyes to people who came to destroy the foundation and the people who are around there because the paymasters cuts their income because they lost it. They came to destroy. In past week, we have opened 4 organizations within and around the Keshe Foundation who came to do this, and they were busy with it. We gave them the feeling that they are doing what they've been paid for, and then they got red-handed caught. We see them what they do. They tell people their factories cannot be set up, but they set up their own factories with their own families and their own organizations, masons, and the rest of it. So you have to be clever. If anybody tells you we are here to take money and anything, ask anybody who's been around Keshe Foundation have paid a single cent to the foundation. We are here to support you to set up. We are here to bring the change in. We give the knowledge freely. You want to do something, we support you. Your factories, you see, you can develop something, we are there. But be open with the foundation, that the foundation can support your nationals, can support the humanity. This is what we are about. All the people who are there to bring the change, we are there to support you. Those of groups and organizations who come to destroy, their hands opens up very quickly. But now we have come, and you see more pressure groups trying to destroy the Keshe Foundation, because now we are touching oil industry. We are touching solar cells. We are touching turbines. We are touching the whatever kind of energy which is produced and charged millions of dollars from people in different shape and forms every day. Now you can produce with very little, less than a couple of days work. The way we showed you how to do the Magraph systems, now we show you how to make the generators. We are not asking for a penny. And you've seen a lot of you have received huge reductions in your electricity bills. Have you paid any part of it to the foundation? Have you ever come say who's made it to pay? No. We are here free to serve. And open your eyes to those who use deception, fraud, accusation, trying to confirm their existence using us. Be free, teach freely. We've seen a huge change in Peru. People are teaching, people are developing. we see a lot of applications of the technology in its raw form, in the GANs, in nanomaterial, in different part of the world. This is where we come from now on, to bring unification of mankind and put those who try to create division because their hands of mischief has opened up, to be open on their own. This is what it is. Try everything. I keep on encouraging all of you. Try, show. We show, we have people who come here and show things which they think, and then they go, they say they've been fraud, they just wanted to create how wrong we are. We still give them a chance. We give our enemies a chance, because by giving them a chance, they destroy themselves. We have Scientologists within the Keshe Foundation. I encourage them in. I give them room to test. We had Masons, we gave them opportunity to change their course, but they went back to the same old habit, and we see them now. We've seen people from different organizations, scientific researchers, all around the foundation, universities. This is how we should be. We should be open and let people to discredit themselves. And those people like Brennan, like Douglas, Alex, and the rest, to show how humanity should be served. We are not fighting, we don't go for fighting, but we get busy with changing that they disappear in the dust of the earth. This is all we have to do. Please do not fight no one who opposes the foundation and the work we do. We are fraud. If we are, we see who stays. We are showing more and more. It took us 2 years as totality to build the structure. We stood everything. We lost our teaching in one line live stream twice, 3 times. It didn't make any difference because other channels are open. Now we see more translation of books. We see more translation of documents. We've seen people within the highest level, within military, going out deliberately to block foundation because with peace, they have no job. There is no need for army when you have peace. Now we start seeing resistance. We can give you the name of high-ranking generals who have gone deliberately to set up the Keshe Foundation to be blocked in their country. Because when there is peace, there is no army. They understood that very quickly. Because they understood it, now they want to block it. We see presidents taking action against the foundation. No problem. But the point is, they know that now, especially with what we trained about the soul of the man and the systems, their hand will be open. This is what they're afraid of. They are not. There is nothing wrong with the technology. As I say, pray for the soul. Give from your soul that they can take that by you elevating the soul, they find out their position in the lower level. You understand very soon what this means. In part of the teaching last week, I'm not in front of the camera, so I cannot show you. I tried to share a screen. If we can do this, can we share a screen? Can you see my whiteboard, please? I go on Zoom. I am on Zoom, and I don't need to do that. How do I share my screen? This is the problem we have with this thing all the time.
Click on the green share screen.
I've done on the screen share screen.
Then you select the desktop, and then the blue.
Okay, the desktop. I pressed on the desktop.
And then it's blue
share
button.
Screen.
Yes.
Yeah, I've done that.
It's coming.
Is it coming? Can you see it?
Yes.
We see the whole desktop.
Where do you have the
Can
pen?
you-
Yes.
Can
Okay,
you see
now
the
we
whiteboard?
now we see the paint program. Yeah,
The pay program. Okay,
Yep,
that's
great.
perfect. Thank you very much. Let me explain to you something important that you understand more. We go back into the sign language and what we explained with the fingers, which we explained before. Now look at the top. We are the top view standing on top of the head of the man. This is your brain. This is your head, skull. You have your physical part of the body here. Then you have your emotional part here. Then in the center you have what we call the station of the soul of the man. The body at any day, at any moment has enough energy. What is calculated around about 17, 18 Hiroshima bomb, which is within the containment of this body of the man. If you look at the structure of the physicality of the man, Now we look at the arm of the man. Look, these are his arms. And then you have the fingers, the three fingers, the physicality, the emotion, and the soul. And then if you look, the whole thing is structured the same way. Now you have the physical side, the arm, and then you have the emotion, and then you have the soul. So when you look at your fingers, even in your arms, you carry the same structure. Your back closed again. Your back, your front, your arms, you're backing again into the 3 dimension of the layers within the structure of the layers. So even the structure of the man is based on the plasma. This is the soul, which is much stronger, sits with your thumb. This is the structure of your index finger, which sits with your emotion. And your last finger, which sits within the structure of your physicality. If you see, this is very much like your inner core. If you remember your stacker unit, this is the inner core, and this is the outer core. So everything in our life is based on this. We have to understand it, then we can use it, then we can understand it. It cannot be abused, and nobody can tell you or somebody else there is something wrong with it, because now you understand it. Now you put your thumb towards yourself and feed yourself in a cycle of physicality.
Whoops. Yes, I believe so.
Or the battery.
Can you hear me?
Oh, you're back. Back. I hear him.
Can you hear me? I'm back.
Yes, we hear you.
Okay.
We don't see you. See your screen.
You don't see my screen?
No.
Okay, can I share again? We are starting? Okay. Yeah, okay. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I have to attend this meeting. That's why we came to Rome today. I hand over the microphone to, but let me explain this. I finished this, I have to attend this meeting, it's important. You see the structure of the humanity, it sits on the voices of the plasma. You look at the same structure at your three, what we call the star formation. The center is the brain of the man. It's where it is. And then it's there, where it goes. And then if you see the fields of it, then you see you are more or less in the same direction. We made circles, gravitational and magnetical, in gravitational magnetical, and in that process, in the soul of the man, we deal with the more powerful fields. In the physical part of the man, we deal with the emotional part. And then when it goes to total physicality, we deal with the body of the man. And it's the same. If you do your systems the same way that you interact with different ways, then you'll see, as I said, you have your center core and the three cores, and the interaction of the three will give you your spaceship. Today, we heard the news. We don't know if it's correct or not. You go on the internet and check. Chinese claim that they forced to land a spaceship. Is it true? Is there reality to it? If they've done so, and what technology is used to bring it down or to be able to interact with it? Look at, now that you make these fields, can we interact with the rest of the society of human race in the same way? Can we share this knowledge? This is what we're going to do from now on. If any of you takes the next step to show something new, it's yours, it's your knowledge, we share it. No organization works the way we do. Openness of the sharing of the knowledge, we do freely, and you have to understand, it's your job to teach. Teach as many as you can. And strange enough, the lower level of income, the more teaching is done. The more affluent people, the more creation of problem, because they see their position in danger. We have seen even a picture in the past 48 hours. The people who came to murder me in the Sensano, now they're getting involved to kill more of the Keshe Foundation supporters in Belgium, in the French section. John has been seen in teachings of the Keshe Foundation in Belgium. Now they're targeting the supporters. Be very careful. He's mixed amongst you to kill more of you because you're bringing a change that it shows their soul. We released the picture. Be very aware, the enemies of the foundation, who are those who want to stop the change, are doing and acting very well. On the 27th of February, he has been in one of the Keshe Foundation workshops in France, in Belgium, French speaking. They are scanning you. Share the knowledge, elevate their souls. Because these are people who are active and they know the time is over. Now that you can make it reactors interacting with the soul of the man, you will see the people who are taking from the mankind. Those are the ones who pay to take mankind. Don't allow color, race, nationality, creed, religion become a division, because in the space there is no such a thing. We are all one soul, one light, and we are all equal. And that's the message we got to get across. Those who come and make allegations to put things on, a very few people, mostly Keshe Foundation supporters, go to see what they are saying, that they can protect themselves. Otherwise, the rest of the world is deaf to them. There is a link set up. We have set up that we will give it to you, that all the criminal activities of all those who are around the foundation are folded in a file and is there to be seen. Everyone who is involved in criminality around the Keshe Foundation, and we have found their connections to each other, we have put it some nearly 1 terabyte of information nearly has been gathered by the researchers of Keshe Foundation, all been placed on the internet in 2 or 3 secure places. You can go and see who is where and what they do, how they're connected to the royal family, how they're killing the scientists, who's paying them, all their hidden bank accounts in Singapore, in Australia, in Panama. If you see some of the people who have committed huge murders against the scientists, their bank accounts and companies in Panama. With the Panama file opening up, we have found a lot of them. Number of them have been found. The accounts which has been opened up and the traces through Luxembourg and the rest. So you see they have a pattern. We shouldn't have a pattern. We should be there to serve openly and deservedly, equally to all the human race. There are no banks in this space. I have to go to attend this meeting. If we finish on time, I come back. Otherwise, is Arman online, please?
Yes.
Arman? Arman?
Yes, I am Mr. Keshe.
Please take over. You're the head of the foundation. And Caroline is here. And I'll leave the teaching to you and your team.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody, or good day. Maybe I will ask your answer your questions, the points that you might think that you don't understand, so I can explain it clearly what Mr. Keshe said. Hello, no questions?
Give people a moment to collect themselves here, Armin. I don't know if they were ready for questions quite yet. So we've got viewers here. We've got 169 viewers. If there's somebody in the viewers that wants to ask a question at this point.
Yes, Rick, this is Mohsen from California. I have a question.
They can raise their hands as a viewer, and then I can promote you to a panelist, and then you can talk. Sorry, go ahead. Who are you again?
Rick, this is Mohsen from California, and I have a question from Arman, if I may, please.
Sure.
Yes, hi, Arman. Arman, in the last week, last teaching, you were showing us those plastic balls that you had it filled up with GANs. And you know what? I was wondering, where did you purchase those plastic balls from? The one that you refer to as a, you know, like a Russian dolls that you could put one into another one. I was wondering, how did you get those plastic balls?
Internet. Type it in a search, Google search, you know, it's the best tool in the world. Whatever type, shape, ball, you know, most of it comes from China. So it's all sizes. So you can order it there.
What about the one with the metal one? I believe it was the one that it was with the copper. The one that one was inserted into the other one.
With the copper course done a long time ago. So I done it in China again when I visited over there. And you know, and I some of them cut it in Los Angeles in a machine shop. So you can do, but why you need the, you know, heavy balls? You just have the plastic balls that you can order it and, you know, do your tests. It's more convenient.
Is there any specific site that you refer to? Can you please share that if there is any?
Hey, eBay. Go to eBay.
I see.
Or Amazon. If you are in the United States, if you order it in Amazon, you can do the next day delivery, or the same day is delivered. You have that opportunity with Amazon.
And Alibaba is a good place as well. They have a number of companies that make the clear plastic balls. If you search for clear plastic balls and then look on the images in Google, you'll see different clear plastic balls that are two-piece that can be glued together and so on.
You can also find these in most hobby shops. If you have a hobby shop available to you, you can find them in hobby shops at different sizes. I've ordered mine, as you heard in the video, I got 2 dozen today from Amazon, really cheap with free shipping. So, you know, there's a myriad of places, but if you've got a local hobby shop and you don't have an Amazon or an Alibaba, you can go to your local hobby shop and they have them in the craft section. So you can, you know, they're just 2 pieces, just like Armin showed, and you can fill them with whatever you want. There, you know, so that's another option for you as a hobby shop.
Armin, I have a question for you. This is Francois from Quebec.
Yes, Francois, how are you?
Okay, thank you. Listen, the last time you show us your McGrath and your one of your coil was not nano coated. What will happen in a while, because eventually it will get nano coated inside your stacker?
Yeah, if you see the last one, I changed it to the bottom.
You change it to what?
To the bottom. Now the middle.
Okay.
You're talking about the stacker that I made.
Yeah, one of the stacker inside your McGrath was not nano coated.
Correct.
And it was intentionally done this way to create the AC, right?
No. The connection to the earth, yes.
What was the
connection to the earth? Connection to the earth.
Okay, but eventually you agree with me that it will get nano coated after a while, right?
No. If you want to have a connection to the earth, so you create a earth condition.
Okay, and what about I heard that you say that with the new McGrath, the capacitor batteries, it's a concern. We remove them, we don't use them anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you can do without capacitors if you create rotation in your coils.
And
just understand, the coils are the same. You know, if you add GANs on it, so what you create, you transfer GANs energy into your nano material, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So they absorb.
So you don't need the capacitor, but if you use them, they don't disturb the process.
Capacitor, it's a if you want to change a, let's say, coil, whatever energy you're applying to your coil, you can roll that in your capacitor. So what energy you're going to transfer? You understand?
Okay.
So then you can leave your coils not nano-coated, actually not GaNs-coated. So you leave it like plain. So
Yeah,
you can add the capacitor, whatever sure you have it or you need it to make that transfer.
it's cutting down. I missed a few words here. Did you say that you put the,
I said in the capacitor, you can have the combination of the GaNs that which you want to transfer the energy.
yeah,
If you nano-coat your coils and you don't GaNs coat it, meaning you can change the capacitors if you want a CO2 or copper or zinc, or you want a CO2, copper, zinc, and add the calcium in it. So you're going to transfer that field to your nanomaterial, to your coils.
okay. So in other words, you don't need capacitor because you can do the same job by using different GaNs on your coils by himself, right?
Yes, correct.
And
And
if
you
I,
make a permanent energy, you cannot change it.
okay, are we using the liquid plasma or are we using the GaNs on the coil now?
It depends. So if you look at it, what today, let me annotate a little bit that you understand.
Okay. And one more thing, I think now that what we're playing is it's the Coralline core that we try to achieve to make it more in the plasma field instead of it being more in physical words. So that's where we get the stronger magnetic field and the stronger power, right? Is that what we're doing now with the new power graph?
Look, let me explain you differently that you understand. You have your matter, you have your GaNs bottom the container. You have your liquid. Let me do the other color. You have your liquid and the space, and you have your gases.
Yep.
You position your coil, not the coil, the core has an inner core. Look, this gap where you have all three fields bring it together.
Yep.
Matter, liquid, gas.
So you have the, you have the three field, the three different state.
Three different state. Now it's plasma.
Yeah.
This core is plasma. So you have your interaction.
So that's where you get in your balls, double balls. That's where you get the plasma, right? That's where you get the.
Have, now look in your balls. You have center core, outer core. It's very hard to draw on this computer. You have to use your fingers. Okay, and you have your liquid, you have your GaNs, and you have your gas. It's not gas actually. It's the fields transfer.
Fields around, eh? That's with spin.
You have the same thing in here. Now, if I add this, it acts as a sum. Now you have your interaction. Now you created the gap. In this gap, there is an interaction.
Yep.
Your coils are just to, because we use electrical devices, so we have to somehow connect it in it. That's why we use the energy of plasma to bring it to the electron vibration.
Okay, and the coils around picked up this energy, right?
Yes, correct.
So right now, Mr. Kesh was saying that we're using a regular McGrath, and then we're using this new type of McGrath. So we need the both of them, right?
Yes, correct.
So if I use one McGrath with 6 stackers, and the 3 first one would be like, or the 3 last one would be regular McGrath with capacitor, and the 3 first at the bottom, I can use this something like that, right?
Yes, correct.
and that should make the
You can
thread.
use any combination what you like. If you understood what just I explained you here,
Mhm.
you know, you can position many microwaves, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 combinations. It depends how you wanna put
How
the
strong?
interactions. So you
Okay.
just have to create here. You know, it's understandable. You have 3 layers. First layer, second layer, and third layer. It's a principal matter, transition of the matter, and the matter.
Mhm.
Now create the opposite. How you gonna create that opposite in a ball? If you have 2 balls, sorry, it's very hard to. The same size, and you have inner core
Mhm.
and outer core.
Yeah.
How you gonna create interaction?
Well, they all create a reaction between the two of them with the infinite 8 between the two of them.
So let's say you put your heavier GANs inside,
Mhm.
and outer you put your lighter GANs.
Okay.
And third one, put the energy. Actually, let me explain it differently.
There would be a different gradient between the GANs to make it interact, right?
Yeah, I will make this the same but opposite.
Opposite, right? Okay. One attract, one pull.
No.
Well, in a way, because if you make it stronger to weaker.
If I make my mixture, let's say whatever I put in here,
Yeah.
in the first core, let's call this first one. This is the second one.
Mhm.
If I put what I put inside, I will put the same material outside now.
Right. You inverse.
Yeah, reverse.
Reverse the order.
Energy, I will keep it inside.
Mhm.
Energy, it stays outside. So you make it transfer.
Yeah.
Okay, you make the link. Now this is the lightest. This is the strongest.
Yes.
So you create a motion.
Okay.
In between, because we know the fields are interlocking together, north, south, south, and north.
And get back, man.
And now you create interaction. In the middle, you put the human. In the middle, you put anything that you know what this interaction will create in the middle. It's zinc, it's emotional, copper you use, it's physical, calcium you use, you transfer to your building block to start to build. You know, if you have a deficiency of it. So it's a lot of things you can do. It depends on what GANs you're going to use.
So everything is in the ball to create different walls. So that the field will the field will be created towards the container.
Yeah.
And
then
basically,
the one you put in rotation.
Mhm.
What you do, like you put the mixture in your dough, and you want to mix it everything together. So the fields, whatever you injected in your bowls, that's going to be your environment. Try to do one thing. You have the stackers at home. Try to create the bowls and put a round, like a star formation in the house. Put it up differently. Find a mixture that it makes you happy.
Okay.
Zinc, and energy. For energy, you use CH3. For your physical, you use CuO, copper, because neural system is transfer. So try to play with it. See what kind of effects you have, because you already have a stacker unit.
Right.
So try to create the center with it, and whatever you put around it, you will see the effects.
Yeah, it will affect, of course. Everything is around will have an effect.
So they all linked, and don't forget to put your amino acid. If you want to interact, put your amino acid inside the core.
Right. Okay, so we have to play with this, and we'll eventually hit the target to be like and we'll get the generator eventually, right?
Come on, generator is right there, and when time comes, everybody will see. try to understand how you can help people with their sicknesses. If you understand, this kind of combinations can cure them. So, my God.
Well, I ordered my balls and still waiting for it.
Come on, you have to discover you can order the balls and you can load it up. Everybody made a GANs. You don't need a lot of GANs. You shake whatever it's in the water. You just need a little bit that you can transfer that into your balls. The rest of it is water.
Yeah, but I still need to make the ball so I can create the field. To separate the field. So we still need the ball to go inside of another ball, so which I don't have at
Amazon.
What?
Amazon next day delivery.
Oh yeah, it's already ordered. It's just they just don't deliver instantly. It's
They do.
Oh yes, not in Canada. Sorry. You have to go to the border, and then I ordered from China. I ordered from the States. So I didn't want to take the chance. I ordered as much as I can. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I have to wait. I hate it.
Any more questions, guys? I'm sorry. It's very hard to move two fingers, on
That's okay.
computer to draw it properly.
Yes, Armand, I was wondering about a few weeks back, you were making a patch for someone who had a lung cancer.
Right.
I was wondering if there was any progress, you may share it with us.
The progress is right now I can use the course to get total, get rid of the cancer. That time we were using patches, the effects are there that, a lady, could have breathed properly, she could have sleep properly, she was eating properly, so you see the change. But, when I got that lady, she got already the tumor in her brain too. So right now, when I'm gonna go back, I'm definitely gonna create a condition that I can put her in between, that we can rapid reduce the cancer. That's all I can say.
Armand, do you suggest any kind of patch for someone who has some kind of a brain problem, something like a MS or anything in that nature?
Sure, our doctors can, help you with that. There are a group of doctors which are sitting, right behind the Keshe Foundation, which they are doing teachings as it's separate. If you have any problems, we can ask the doctors to help you, to direct you properly what to do.
Okay, thank you very much.
You don't need patches. You have, the order the balls, we will post some, everybody. That's why we want everybody to try it, because they will post it themselves right away. You will see the interactions right away. If you create a, flow between two balls, that's mean in the middle, you make the change. Middle, it's you.
Armand, in the balls that you were doing, you actually put 3 balls inside each other or only 2?
3. You can put 2. Doesn't matter. See what interaction you will get. Still in 2 balls, you can create that rotation. You still interact. It depends on the mixture of GANs. You have to understand what mixture you put where, in the center or outside.
Armin, we have a question in the chat from Jay, he says, I was thinking about the field strengths and making a reactor or a craft that I could control with my mind. I'm stuck on a question though. If I make the GANs and put all the parts together myself, what would happen if all the parts I used were made by one person other than me? When I achieved lift and was in the sky, would the other person have any power over my craft more than me, since their fields are also a part of my creation, maybe even more than mine, since I only made the GANs?
Nothing is more than your creation, first of all. Second of all, you have to understand, you put your blood right, your amino acid, right in the middle of the core. Mixture with the GANs. One drop is more than enough to carry the information.
That was the comment from Nick M, who said, I think as long as only your amino acid is in the center ball, you are in control.
Correct. That's why we're encouraging everybody to make their own, reactors.
Right. So Jay says that's what he was worried about. And so that's a good answer, I think, for
In
that.
plasma technology, there is no worries. If you made a mistake, you correct it.
Right. Okay, that's a good attitude there. Okay, do we have some
Field
more?
transfer, Rick, it's nothing else, nothing more. Like a neutron.
It's all about the field transfer.
Neutron sits in the middle. This is your proton. This is your electron. Your principal matter, transition, and matter. Actually, the electron goes just exactly that I draw it because it's not going circle fully.
Yeah, I guess the electrons have the same problem as humans do with fingers on trying to manipulate in space. It's never exact. There's always fields and forces involved that are pushing and pulling in all directions.
Yes. Any more questions? We covered everything. Where to buy it? Only one thing we covered, and we need to cover that everybody needs to test. To you to see it. Otherwise, I will explain every day, 10 hours a day, but if you don't do it, you're not going to understand it. If you don't understand it, you're not going to carry the knowledge with you.
I have one more question, Armin. You know, in the center, when you drop, yes, you drop wires in the center of your ball. Are you connected to the bottom of your maggrab or at the top?
One more time, I couldn't understand which course you're talking about.
Okay, the center core, Caroline core, you drop wires that goes into the tube and goes inside your first ball, right? To collect the power from the center.
No.
Didn't you put a wire that goes down?
No. No. Where you seen that?
I saw in your first time you there was a motors and then and I think I was in the blueprint or something like that. That you were showing the first one that there was a electrode or an anode that goes inside the balls.
No, this was the one I showed the last workshop.
Yeah, I believe it was the old blueprint of Mr. Kesh. There was like a lead that goes inside.
I really cannot remember that blueprint.
So you're saying there's no lead that goes there. It's just it's remote. The power gets remote transfer.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
If you rotate this, it rotates the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Rotates the other one.
And what's the purpose of the cylinder that goes inside the first ball? Does it go inside the first ball or it goes inside the three balls?
What cylinder?
Well, on the top, you draw a draw or you know.
Yeah, this is where the motor sits here.
Yeah, but if you don't have a motors,
yes,
you use the field, different field to spin the field, right? So you don't need the motor, right?
Okay. For now, we show the way we show it. So motor sits right here. You rotate this one, and rest is rotating.
Sorry, could you say that again, Armin? You broke up there.
I said you have your motor. You need to start a motion in your plasma, correct?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's rotating. We can see it. So when you rotate this, they all interact.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the question?
So the question was, the tubes is only to hold the motor to spin the wheel. It has no other signification or no other use, right?
No.
So in other words, if I use the field to spin and I don't use the motor.
You know, old times when the wizards have a, you know, a stick and they rotate and they bring their emotions into the play. So you can see, oh, there's a cup appeared on a table, or there's a sphere, or there's any object appeared. You know, in that matter, what you're saying, yes, if you have a stick, you can transfer your emotion to physicality.
Mm-hmm. So
it's the same what you're doing here.
So the stick would be only to hold the balls upward, right?
Correct.
Basically.
Yes.
Okay. So there's no other meaning or use, just to hold the balls, right?
If you can rotate the plasma with your emotions, so
right? So you don't need the
there you
motors.
go.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So that's what we should. This is the way that we should go.
No, we should go step by step.
Yeah, sure. That's what we're trying to achieve,
Oh,
my friend.
it's not you. There are 7 billion behind you.
Yeah, I know. We always want to be the first, aren't we?
Come on. That's not going to make any difference.
No, I know.
What would happen, do you think, Francois, if you went all the way, so to speak, with
the McGrath?
What if you went directly to pure fields, essentially? What would you end up with, you think?
I believe I'll end up with the power of the universe, because if we get the strength from the main source, well, how much stronger can you get?
You already have a power of universe in you.
Yeah, if you achieve
to show how you can open up.
Yeah, it depends if you can.
You do it first, I do it first, or he do it first has no meaning at all.
It depends on the charge. It will adapt to the charge.
How many?
Good morning.
You will get.
Hello, Arman.
Is that Caroline?
Yeah.
Yes, good morning.
Hi.
Morning.
Arman.
Yes.
I think there are a lot of other people who have been building their systems, but they're too shy to show them.
Why? What's the shy in there? It's a good thing to share. Nothing to get shy.
How can we encourage them to come forward faster with them?
Very simple. They have to have a courage to come forward in the fast way.
Okay, Oslo here. Good day. We have something to show, Arman.
Good. Go ahead. That's what we were waiting. Hold it. I was.
But we don't interrupt. We don't interrupt other people's conversation. You know, we're polite in the north of France, of Europe.
We are encouraging people to come forward in
Hello,
short
everybody.
videos and explain their work, please. Thank you.
Carolina. Thank you. Okay. So everybody was complaining about the lack of light, so we've tried to improve on it. So here is Torbjörn. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I would like to introduce to you my first box. I made some testings. And it's very important to do as Arman said, to build and then discover, because if everything is going to be theory, then you will never find anything out, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I started to build a box. And of course, first you have to build the stacker and do some drawings step by step. So in the beginning, I built this box, paying most attention to this side of the box, of course, because that's where most of the action is going to happen. In the center of the coils, you have what I call the heart. It really looks like a heart. I'm building a new one now, stronger and a bit bigger and transparent, because as I made the heart, if the double core is not transparent, then it's hard to see if the inner core is really in the center. And if the inner core is really in the center, you get a better flow. I think I have it's hard to see, but I think I have a leakage that appeared. You know, I didn't really realize how important the heart is. So of course, that's, if you take off the heart of a person, the person will die very quickly. I made some space here to preview the two bottles that are with liquid plasma. This is the gravity field. It's liquid plasma lead based, and this is CO2, CH3, and of course CO, liquid plasma. That's I made a little lead belt here in order not to mix up the bottles, because in the liquid plasma state they look very much alike. When you're doing your connections, you have to preview everything from the heart. There is a hole here in the wall, the wooden wall, so that the connections to the gravity and magnetic field in the torsion field heart can be connected to the gravity and the magnetic field on the superconductor or coils. And there is a second connection to the gravity and magnetic field on the coils to the load side and the battery, the motor, the load side and the motor. These are all of it, the three of them are connected to the batteries. So I've been trying several voltage just to see the reaction for the spin of the motor. And so it's all working like it should. And what you get is first you hear when you start it, you hear the voice, the sound of the motor. But after a couple of minutes, it sounds like a creek, waterfall, very beautiful sound. But it's actually getting stronger and stronger. And when this happens, you will feel a very, very heavy connection to the heart. And that's just the beginning. Then when you have this grip in the heart, you start to feel a broader action to the whole body. And it's to the extent that it feels like somebody's touching you. I had a huge pressure on the nose and then on the brain. And suddenly I was out in space. When I was out in space, that was a big surprise. I didn't expect this to happen. And there was this blue sky, dark blue, with all the stars, and the distance between the stars were getting closer and closer. And that's where I realized what kind of energy this is. And one of the words that you can describe it with is infinite power. There is no measure for that kind of power, not in the human scale. And I was sitting and holding the motor during the first test to see where from the motor side I would have less friction to the heart. And at the same time, I had a lamp on the load side. So it was all very practical. And I felt that that's all I can do for the testing. But when you started, you realize that this is not a game. This is really serious, huge energies, and you get to be part of the universe in a very literal sense. And I remember I could see myself getting smaller and smaller, very, very fast. The body disappeared, and because of the speed in which I was leaving the planet, and then the planet disappeared as well. It got first I got smaller, and then the whole planet got smaller, and I was just part of the universe. But I did see that the stars, the distance between the stars were getting tinier, small. They were approaching each other, and then I gained some more conscious of what I was actually doing. I guess it was because Monique was passing by back and forth behind me, and that's when I looked at the box, the double core, and I could actually see all the what we call the charge in the distillate water, liquid plasma. I could see all of them. I could see the amino acids. I could see the CH2, CO3. I could see them all. They were working in a very funny way. They were visiting the stations. It was like stations. Here, I guess it came from the heart, and then to the bottles, and then the connections here from the heart and through the DC and up here, and then it visited the load side, and then it get to the motor, and then it start again. So I could see in a kind of physical way the energies, and I could recognize them. I realized, for example, that the amino acid has consciousness, all of them, and it's like molecules or and atoms, and you can see them working in the fields. So they're all fields here, and I realized it's a communication box. They're all communicating. It's not simple to understand, because the way they are communicating is the energy. So you have to be very precise what you want. If you want energy, then you have to be precise what kind of energy, because the charge here is energy, and it's working through communication. And of course, I don't think I got up to the correct spin, and since I made the heart finished, I couldn't see how perfect it should be. Perfect only means that when you're doing your constructions, try to do the most precise step-by-step approach, so that you have an idea of where you're going from here. Now, I found out that if you have a triple core on each, a triple connection on each field, then you make it simple for yourself. This is how you can get the energy out of the clockwise and anti-clockwise spins from the water molecules. And I had a bigger motor, so it's going to be very simple.
Can I ask a question? What you load in the middle of your core?
Sorry?
Your middle core. What you load? What kind of GANs you load? In the stacker, there is
in this unit, I asked Monique to gather 40 different food gases in liquid plasma state, and I added some CO2 to it because the liquid was a bit fat, a bit slimy, and it had a reaction at once. It suddenly became very liquid, and so it's a good idea to because even if it's hard to understand, the amino acids from every food gas is going to be your soldiers. They're going to work on your side. They're going to ask you questions. What do you want? And I think the human race has to prepare themselves to get the correct answers. And I don't think anybody will get this far if they have bad intentions. One should be very humble, especially when they get to see the power of these energies, because it is literally the energies from the universe, and there is no measure. There is no idea of DC or AC or any kind of energies. It's serious stuff, but it's beautiful and it's very, very intelligent.
Thank you very much. You know, we have a lot of people, maybe they want to show their, you know, creations, but this
Yes,
is very beautiful what you've done. But remember one thing, you don't need to have a bigger balls, you need to have a bigger mass. So if you understand, your balls can be smaller, but still what you load in it, that's the most important thing.
Oh yes, of course. The reason I didn't, I got kind of lucky because this ball is absolutely not for plasma energy builders. It's the only ball I found that was that I could link into this technology. It's
oh, great. So you're gluing those together?
Sorry, I didn't hear.
You can glue those together?
Oh yeah, it's very simple, and you know, as long as you have the center all the time.
Mm-hmm. Where you got those balls?
Well, this one is a disco ball.
Will be interested, so I just asked the question. Yeah, I know what that ball means. That's a you know what you call LED light.
Yes.
For the outside. Okay.
And this one is
candle making shape.
Candle making shapes.
Oh,
so
okay.
you make candles and create your own candles.
Okay.
That's
Thank you. That's very beautiful. That's what we want. That the people, you know, they build their own reactors, they create their own fields, whatever it makes them happy. So this is most important.
This is
Rick, what is it?
This is a pen,
but
it fits. And a good advice is that every time you make your connections, you make sure it's waterproof.
What do you mean waterproof?
Well, I added some water up here, liquid plasma, and you get to press between the plastics, so you don't have a leakage from the beginning.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's a lot of work. You can call me sometimes. You know, I can direct you a few things that you can make changes on your stacker. You don't need to rotate with the motor anyway. But you're welcome. You know, you can contact me on Zoom.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, brother T, I got a quick question for you. You said at the very beginning, I didn't want to interrupt you, that you had a leakage. Was it a liquid leakage or was it a field leakage?
Yeah. What happened was that the sound of the creek were getting less and less, and so I took up I demounted the tools, you know, the wooden tools, and I realized that I could fill up more. And since there were nowhere, I kind of hesitated because when I was filling it up, I spoiled some liquid plasma and GANs combinations. Looks like this, you know. It's this is a mixture of 15, at least 15, 30, 40 different ganses, fruit ganses, and it got quite messy here. And I was thinking, this is the stage where this is the level which is underneath the core, the core, and so I didn't know if it was the heart that was leaking or the spoiling. but it dried out. So I guess I have a leakage, but it's very little, kind of a few drops, and that's enough to replace the liquid plasma with and the gases with the oxygen. And when that happens, you don't get the fields that you want. So in order not to play with oxygen in the bottles, you have to fill them up to the top, and that's going to get out the air molecules. And yeah, that's what's also interesting is that during the I think it was the second or the third test, you had tiny bubbles in the bottles, like a nano reaction from the heart and from the liquid plasmas.
Yeah, I've seen these bubbles too in some of the stuff I'm doing. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's alive. Or at some stages it gets organic, and when it comes to see the energies and how it's working in a flow, so to speak, when you get to see all the different combinations that you're working with,
Jordan,
yes,
can I ask you, would you have the feeling that these bubbles are energy bubbles or packages?
Oh, the bubbles are when you connect the gravity and the magnetic field in the bottles, you have to kind of put the lock on the right side so that you can close it afterwards. But it's the oxygen is getting from the top of the lock to the level of liquid plasma, and that's where you can see the reaction from the scum, the small bubbles. But it goes away. Well, after when the more you charge it in a way with DC, it disappears.
Are you only using gases of food?
No, I also, after because the outer core it's CH3, and the inner core, I used all the food gases, and I repeated with small drops zinc, copper, and iron-based liquid plasma. But it was in order to, especially zinc-based liquid plasma, because it got a bit. I was afraid it was going to turn out to glue, But it worked very well. If people gather all the food gases, then you just put some zinc-based liquid plasma into it, and it will have a very fast reaction to clear up the liquid. It's working very fast, and you don't need much zinc-based.
What do you mean by clearing up?
Well, the liquid gets like water suddenly. You get rid of the gluish because one of the liquid plasmas is from the food is the sour soap, and the sour soap gets very gluish. It's transparent glue, and it smells not that good. But when you put some zinc-based liquid plasma into it, it has an immediate reaction, and it gets like metal liquid plasma, and that's, you know, it's better for the flow, because the food gases do have a tendency to get very thick, like liquid glue.
Is it possible to video close up how your liquids are changing and how they're rotating?
Of course. When I was thinking to, you know, I built this very fast. I used 1 week and 1 day to finish this one. But this one, I was thinking that every time since I'm working very fast, it's important to make films so that people can see all the steps, because next step now, you know, this is extremely important, the way you get to the fields without disturbing the mechanical parts, that you get the spins and everything. Then this combination, to see the gravity field and the magnetic field and how you get in there without having any leakage, you know, that's extremely important. And when it's transparent, you get to when it's transparent, you get to see how you can create literature in your own universe. This is going to be completely in the center. And one of the reasons why this is important is because of the flow on the outside, but at the same time, tiny to use nano-coated coppers that are working for you, but at the same time it's going to take up very little space. And it's the same thing here with the inner core. To get to the inner core first, and then the second.
Are you using any sugar in your combinations?
I use Arabic gum, it's called. That's the kind of sugar I use. Only this sugar. It's cocktail sugar. But that's
don't put too much.
Sorry?
You will get drunk. Don't put too much. You will get drunk.
There is no alcohol in.
No, Harman is not alcohol based.
I know.
But you still will get drunk.
But you have the sugar. That's what you need.
Oh, but you know, since I didn't expect any space traveling, I was a bit shocked. You know, I used 20 minutes to sit down, and I had a literary feeling that I've been out traveling, and it's like 10 times successful meditation, so to speak, because you have no control when you're I had an interesting question last night. If there wasn't a time gap, and it's very hard to answer because it happened so quickly. I think the view was a couple of seconds, and but I didn't have two consciousness. I had one up in space and one here, and they were not mixed. So I don't know how to put the experience in time.
You mean your presence in both of them?
Yes, I was, when I was up there, I was only up there, only. And then when I came back, I realized I was back. And that was the big surprise that I
You just said your wife disturbed you so that you came back.
No, she didn't disturb me. It was just that she didn't
You don't have to disturb her. Appearance is disturbed. How about that?
No. When they're coming too close, your fields are aware of it. It's a natural barrier. It's like when you're sleeping and somebody walks into your room, you wake up. You're aware. It's your awareness.
Exactly. Thank you, Carolina. That's exactly what I realized. But since I didn't expect any of this, that was the shock. And then I realized I have to prepare. I wasn't prepared for that kind of information. Not at all, because I was sitting there working with my connections, and then suddenly for example, the 20 minutes when I sat down and I was, trying to ground myself, I realized that I had a new energy that I can't explain. I don't know what it is, but it was the whole body. I could feel underneath my feet and above my head, a completely new energy that I've never felt before. I don't know if it's positive or negative, and I don't really care. It felt like that if you enter to the world with a new battery, and the whole world is going to ask, "What is it for?" Then I don't have the answer. I don't know what it's for, but it's new. It's completely new. So I had this repeating word over and over again, new. It was new. And it's not positive and it's not negative. It's just.
What did you learn from this experience as a message?
Well, as a great number one, I would say the feeling of being humble, because I realized that our small stories on this planet are very close to worthless, really.
Can you repeat again, please?
Our stories, the way we are feeling our stories, the way we believe in it, the way we are filling out our stories, are very close to worthless compared to the universe, where everything is harmony. Everything there is no. Everything communicates, and during this communication, it's a dance, a harmony that you're part of, that has nothing to do with your stories. They're just not there anymore. Not one of your stories. Who you are, where you come from, and so you're just part of something that is so big and powerful, and it's communication. It's all communicating. And, you know, as soon as it starts to grab your heart, you get a bit, it's, you have to take care of yourself, breathe. Don't forget to breathe, because it's blowing your mind. It's such a hard, I guess the superconductors are throwing out the energy, and then you get as a secondary effect, I guess you can see whatever you want. And the reason why I'm saying that this is when all this vacuum is communicating and you're part of it, then I understand, I would understand that people have to prepare themselves, because it's really far from what we think is news.
Or imagination.
Yes.
It doesn't come close to it, does it?
No. It's like we're a species that doesn't understand this communication, and so we have measure sticks like this is power, this is DC, this is AC, you know, which is crap. It doesn't mean anything.
So how can you prepare yourself better to go into this, or in this state? How would you advise people, because you've been there?
Yes, I hope that as many people as possible are going to build their devices, and it doesn't and have their own experience, because if the bad people in this world have frustration or anger or anything, if they get close to this energy, they're completely changed. It's like a WOW, you know. It's mind-blowing.
What would you say they're going to change? How would it affect them?
Well, since it's so clear that there is no conflict, when you can see how these small particles are communicating, the way they're communicating is like a symphony. There is no misunderstanding. No wonder we call it a flow. It is.
Yes, but you say that if they're going in non-prepared, as you did, you keep on saying, I will be better prepared next time.
Yes.
And then you compare it to when people are out of balance. There is no right, there is no wrong. But if they're out of balance, you say it affects them so fast.
Yes.
And this is exactly what Mr. Kesh was teaching in his last teachings. When you start making your systems, you will change people.
Absolutely.
Because you will make the connections through your system.
When I said that I don't know what this energy actually is, when I was referring to the body, it's quite typical though, because even if you don't know what it is, and you can feel that it's there, and it's new, I wouldn't be surprised that is leading up to something, because isn't it typical to experience the fact that since it's not positive or negative, where we have a tendency to put positive as a great and fantastic experience, and a negative as a horrible experience, and it's none of it.
Can I interrupt you?
Please.
What if it is every single one who's building their systems according to what they have achieved and how they can manage in their own way?
Exactly.
It's the fields and the attends the intention, how
Yes.
they're getting built, we will reach. And it's the intent we will make the connection between all of us, which will make that transition.
Exactly, because I had a slap on my face, realizing that every time I was thinking that I am getting closer and closer to test the device, I realized I was getting closer and closer to test myself. That's the truth, because I could feel there were many during the process of the building. I got more and more nervous, and I got the nervous system away, because I kind of analyzed them, recognizing them, and then I realized that it's like a jump. It's really from the however you can prepare yourself, it's limited compared to the universe. So everybody will be surprised for sure, because you cannot expect something like this unless you have the experience.
Hi, Caroline. Hi, Torben. This is Ali. And I was similar to what Torben says. I added a motor today and to the system, and my inspiration was from today's class. And what I experienced, I mean, I rotate the liquid. We are tapping into something called free plasma. And that free plasma is the building block of the creation. And I did put a bit of iodine in my mixture as well, and that changed the whole vibration. Like, well, maybe I did it an hour or 2 hours ago. I just rested on my floor a bit because I was a bit tired. It's been a long day. But the experience that Torben described, going to space or going to a bigger kind of a container that we are, is what I experienced. And it just opens up a new door and a bigger world. Like, we think this is the only planet and the only reality we live in. It just opens a bigger universe for us to enter into and get birthed into. It's kind of like a birthing. It's similar, like, because you experience that. And I don't know if my neighbors experience this, but it's it's how I can describe it.
But how, if I may ask, how long does this, what you experience as a new energy came around you, how long is it staying present that you're aware of it?
It is, as soon as I rotated it, I felt the energy change, and I experienced it fully through my soul and my being after I slept on the ground and closed my eyes a bit and let my consciousness understand what's happening. It was immediate as soon as I rotated it. And I used a really simple, because the hardest piece of this system is the motor part to rotate the liquid plasma to create the field plasma and tap into the free plasma. There was a very easy solution, which I think one of our students brought in our private teaching. His name was, what was his name? He was talking about the blenders. Brett, it was Brett, I believe, yeah. I went to a shop, I got a mixer, and if I can show my video, it's a very simple system. Anybody can do it and get
But
the rotation.
did you feel your heart, like it was grabbing your heart?
Because I did put iodine in, it was more of soul and consciousness connection, and I could even communicate with the plasma, free plasma. Like it has a consciousness, and you can sense and feel, and for some people they can see it, those free plasmas that are produced.
Ali, the
Yeah.
iodine, it was iodine against water or just drops of iodine?
I used the normal table salts that have iodine iodized, and put it in the mixture of caustic soda, and then add it to the mix of all the other gases.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But you know, our combinations to the molecule and cellular structure, you have two of the preparations, you know, put away the 5 bodies. You have the emotional part and the genetic part, that should be in balance. And if this energy from this device are providing equilibrium or balance through the emotional and the genetic body, then if you don't go through a specialist like a psychiatrist and anything, and you just get the energy like a download, then it would explain that it's very new, it feels very new, but at the same time, as you kind of start to live with that kind of energy, then you realize more and more what it's good for, and how you can use it. How you can use it, you know, that's really interesting, because that's how I feel how it is, that when you're preparing yourself, it's like on the atom level, it's spinning faster and faster, and you're getting more and more light towards emotions and genetics, and all the I could feel that it was the connection between the device and me were very personal, and that was a surprise as well, because I didn't think of how my DNA could be communicating with my field in such an intense way. That's a surprise as well. But you know, when this is happening, it's so big, and it's so much information that you hardly. Yeah, it's complicated.
You have no time to.
Say again?
I said you have no time to stand still.
Yeah, it's happening so fast, and I guess everybody will have their.
Where are you?
Discoveries.
Just next door.
But they're going to end up more or less in the same way, I think, because this energy is a new field on the body, and
How important becomes your body in this whole process, if I may ask?
Well, it kind of confirms that if you wanna be part of the new energy, that this is going to be sustainable, then the big number one is not you, it's Mother Earth. And if you start with Mother Earth, you have a new culture, a new behavior that is going to just grow bigger and bigger, because the response from the field is understanding and communication. The energy is about communication. The field is about communication. The whole body system, from the cellular and the molecular structure, is about communication. When you understand your communication, there is no illnesses, and certainly not any kind of mistakes, like a dilemma or a compromise.
Just depending on the right communication with the fields that you
Yeah.
can understand them.
Yeah.
They actually guide you, or you go into it, or they guide you.
They guide you.
They come to balance you.
Yeah.
But
They
you
guide
have
you.
to create the fields to get access to it for them to be able to come back to you.
Exactly, because the intelligence of this energy is so huge that you're not going to be the leader. You're just part of something. There is no leader.
Exactly, Turban. It's like you are already part of it. We don't know we are part of it, but it's like when you see a child when the child is born. In the beginning, the child is in mother's stomach, and is there, and his or her world is very small because you're contained within that really environment. And the consciousness of the humanity is right now similar to that. We are birthing, and we are kind of in this container called planet Earth and the surroundings we call space. And we as a consciousness are birthing into such a vast world that is so vast that we can't even imagine. And the process.
When I was holding the motor, there were all kinds of insects coming into the room because the door was open. We could see huge bumblebees, like enormous bumblebees, and huge moth, and there are flies sitting on the box. It was
gathering.
I want to be part of it.
Yeah, a melting pot.
Hello.
I would like to read something which came up here in the Zoom webinar chat. And it says, I wish there are enough Magraph cores on the planet and create truthfulness in living. I think it's living. As the anger within most of humanity creates not enough energy plasma to be created within, or I cannot read everything, region. That's why lots of people suffering from all
Solar
sorts.
region, Caroline. Solar region.
Yeah, because we have a nano-coated infinity loop stick on my computer, so I can only read parts of it. So if I can restart, it's quite important. I wish there was enough Magraph cores on the planet and create truthfulness in living, as anger within most of the humanity creates not enough energy plasma to be created within
The solar system.
the solar
region. Solar region.
Solar region. That's why a lots of people suffering from all sorts of diseases because of not enough solar energy warm plasma.
Excellent. Excellent.
And if we can remove all fear from own attention, that is what technology, I can't make it up there. The technology is a small part of a bigger picture, what gives relief, but it's not enough so far to remove the attention. He's jumping, sorry.
It says, but relief is not enough to remove fear from attention. Even relief helps.
Yeah, I think we have to step up building our systems, even if it's in a water bucket. You have built all your systems. You have all the tools in the house. It doesn't matter if your bowl is transparent or not. Start building, start showing. Give them to Rick. He will be happy to present them. Ali is working in his way. Jorn has been working for a long time in the background. I keep an eye on your work, Jorn. It's just, it needs time with what happened in the last 3-4 weeks. Things have speeded up so fast. but we're actually calling up on people, and Armin is there for sure. Renan is there. The whole team is there. If you have really that you're getting stuck, go to the chat rooms. All our teams are following the chat rooms. When the question is there, to give you a hand, to do a step up, even Jordan will be there to help you, I'm sure of that. They will be all there. They will be working with you. Nobody will be left behind. It's just, we created the chat rooms, the universal chat rooms. Come in there, post your questions, repost them if you can't find somebody who will pick you up to give you a hand, to take you further. It's going to grow faster. I'm sure Alex is there. There's so many of our teams continuously teaching, and straight away Armin said, don't worry, I will come, I will talk to you, I will see where you can adjust, what you can add.
Exactly. And Carolina, another thing that is very important and kind of ironic, it is that if you get by children toys and kind of destroy them, toothbrush motors where the toothbrush doesn't work anymore, you can get the motor out of the toothbrush, and that's going to make enough spin to create the environment. So what I'm telling people, although it's a bit simplified, is that when you are on the moon and you push a ball, the ball is not going to stop, and depending on the pressure from the ball, that's going to decide the spin.
I will interrupt you there, because we on our side can work with the engines, we can work with the motors, we can take them from everywhere. We can recuperate them in second-hand shops, wherever on dumps. We can even find very useful material. But I'm trying to push the people which don't have those facilities, which can't even go out and buy the equipment. That's where the teaching should be going deeper in, to use the balls and use the fields to go around.
Exactly.
Then everybody can achieve when they know how to make their ganses. Everybody understood. I think it's very clear that they have to be taught how much GANs, how to put them in the balls, how much liquid, from which kind of GANs they should use, where to place the balls, and to give them that kind of hand to help, instead of going through the electronic systems, but teach them with a bucket with water. If they have achieved making their ganses, and they have achieved getting some ping pong balls, and they know how to fill them up with the ratio, which I am sure all of your teams can help to guide them, but try to make them with the fields. They will rotate without engines, without motors. You are in a different state, but there are a lot of people which don't have access to these things. You have to watch what food they have to put on the table. So I would be really glad if you could put these teachings and guides and helping in two different platforms. The ones who can work with the electronic world, and the ones which are absolutely not home in any of these electronic systems, but they can use what they can find in the toys.
If anybody, if you have a mixer in the kitchen, Rick, if you can pin my video, I can show you what I'm talking about. It's very simple. Like, you can't believe it's how simple it is. And anybody in the home, if they have a mixer for cooking, they can use it. Can you, okay. So I'll show you these. I got this for $10 today. This is like a mixer that has 5 speeds. And I'll take it out. And I even didn't put a ball yet, but you can attach a ball. Make sure, I just put some nano-coated copper around that, part that rotates, and had to a little bit bang it to make it smaller to fit in the maggraph coils. And this is the 3 maggraph coils stacker in there. And this is all the mixture of my ganses from the beginning of time where I collected. Anything I made, I kept and I just added in there. Some of it even had caustic in it. And then I added a bit of salt iodine into the mix. And then this is a simple, let me go up. There's a plastic separator here. And then this goes in the middle. Because I wanted to show you I didn't fix it. It goes in the middle. And then you just put the lid back. And then you can turn it on and it will rotate the liquid. And that's all I did. It's not even connected to anything. It's just working on free plasma. And you can just turn it on.
You have made a universal soup, Ali.
Yes, Caroline?
I said you have made a universal soup.
Yes.
And the trick with the iodine is marvelous. Through the Himalayan salt, you can find it too.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of salts are carrying iodine.
That's right. I was just reading about Himalayan salt yesterday, and it's something like 1 or 2% iodine on it. It's quite a large percentage.
It's good. It's a good trick.
You can have iodine tablets. You can buy iodine tablets and crush it and create
You also can buy
ganses.
you can also buy the liquid. You
Not-
know, the very
Only
brown.
iodine.
Yeah, Caroline, there is Edgar Casey Institute that sell liquid iodine, and apparently it's one of the purest on the market.
Oh, it doesn't need to be pure. You're going to put it in your soup anyway, darling.
Fields find their own position.
But now, what I wanted to point out, you can use a mixer. Now, I want people to teach how to go around with this with no mixers. How are you going to get your water, the same setup as is here? Try to teach people how to fill up their ping pong balls, whatever ball, Christmas balls, and how to position them with the right ganses in it, that they can get the things moving by their fields.
Caroline, I've got some pictures from Zoltan. I think you've seen the Zoltan's pictures. Maybe it'd be appropriate to show them.
Yes, I took them out for you.
Okay, maybe we can do that now.
The only thing is I would have loved to see where the position is of the buckets of the ganses and the distance of his Maghreb system. Thank you very much, Ali, for sharing.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, John, to share with us, and Monique. I watched it yesterday morning, so I knew what was coming.
We welcome you all. Thank you very much for everybody and your attention. Thank you.
Keep teaching. Don't stop.
Of course.
Rick, I have something that I'd like to show you guys, if I may, please.
Who's this, please?
This is Mohsen from California.
Good morning, California.
Should I go ahead with
Can everybody else please close their microphones? I get a really, my ears are zooming.
Yeah, there's some noise in the background. Maybe it's Ali, or who is it here?
I've been mute. I mute myself.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you.
Let me see.
One more is open, I think.
Motion.
Yes. Can I start the video, please? Could I? Yes.
Well, I was just about to show this other thing as a demonstration of what we were talking about. Is what you're showing a demonstration of what Caroline was just talking about?
Pretty much. You know, I just want to share with you. This is a picture.
You bring it in the big screen, and be careful you don't show anything you're not supposed to. First, share it
normally we don't let people just show things.
It's an Egyptian tablet.
I don't.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You first have to pass, Rick, please.
But
well, this is the thing. I normally I would look at a presentation and so on. I don't know what you're going to show. I have no idea.
Do you see it, Rick?
We don't want to have any problem. If you can show it offline to Rick and then bring it back forward, that's fine with me. But don't come into public
Right.
because we don't know what we're sharing.
This is just the ancient
It doesn't
picture.
matter.
Yeah, it's
I'm
an
sorry,
ancient
emotion.
picture. Okay, right away. Did you take the picture or is this someone else's picture?
Oh
Can
no,
you
this
close it?
is just the ancient picture that it is in the British Museum. It is
Okay, yeah, but did you take the picture or is this someone else's picture that you're showing? Because
This-
we run into copyright issues if it's
no.
not, if you
This is
don't
for
have
the
permission to use the
purpose.
picture.
For the
Pardon?
teaching purpose, I've already checked. You know, there is no copyright issue.
Well, okay, then what's the source of the picture so we have to announce that and put a posting on it and so on. We can't just show pictures like that because we get in trouble for copyright issues. That is the problem that
Can you remove it, please?
Okay, we'll do this in the next workshop. You can send me what you want to present to me and then we can have a look at it perhaps.
Sure, that's fine.
I'm sorry for that, but we cannot take any risks.
That's okay.
Right.
Just share it first. I put it in the Zoom webinar chat. Please share your information first with Rick. Rick will go through it thoroughly, and then you can bring it back onto the screen, not to cause no chaos for nobody, please.
Caroline,
You're
I want to
welcome.
send it to you on your Facebook. I'll send it to you right away.
Is no problem. I will share it around, but I cannot bring it into the live stream without Rick's permission that it's okay and it's safe, that they cannot sabotage anything in
I've been
public.
told everyone has to be vetted who presents things. That means you have to go through our security process. I don't know you. I don't know what, maybe you have a personal relationship with Caroline. I have no idea. But I have to make sure people go through the security process because that's what I've been told. And we can't just let anybody present things. It has to go through a regular process. That's all.
No, they're coming through the chat rooms, through the Facebook messengers. They're posting things on the chat rooms, on the Universal Council groups. I don't have any private relationships with nobody. I'm just willing to share information very fast and very easy and accessible for everybody. The only thing is I keep on emphasizing, please send everything to Rick and for Rick then to bring it forward. These pictures Rick is sharing now I've picked them up from Facebook and I send them first to Rick. Even I will not bring them in public. They have to go through Rick first. Thank you, Rick.
Okay, yeah, so we got this series of pictures actually from Zoltan, and it's quite fascinating. I'm not clear exactly on the environment. Is Zoltan, is he part of this group here tonight? I'm wondering if anybody knows if he is available. I think he would need a translator as well. I think Shandor might do that if he was available, but in any case, maybe you can help me with this, Shandor, if you have some comments or whatever. But the way I understand it, this is picture number 1, and we can see the time.
Yeah. Sorry, I see Zoltan in the viewers list, it's, just next to the last with Z.
Okay. I'll promote him to panelist, and would you be able to translate, Shandor, or?
Sure.
Okay. Hello, Zoltan. You're now in the panelists, and you should be able to hear and speak. Do you want to try to speak with them, Shandor?
I just messaged through Skype.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Zoltan. Your sound is very low. Nagyon halkan hallunk.
If it's on automatic, it'll start picking up by itself.
Üdvözlök mindenkit.
Greetings for everybody.
Sajnos az írás sem megy most már, mert írtam volna a chat izébe.
He would have liked to write on the chat, but unfortunately he cannot type now because yesterday evening he just spilled some salty guns water accidentally on the keyboard.
Részgans volt az illető.
It was a copper gans.
És nem működik a billentyűzet.
So his keyboard is now off until it cleans it.
Mi lenne a kérdés?
What would be the question, he asked. So we would like him to explain what his photos represent. Majd kérnénk, hogy magyarázd el, hogy mit látunk a fényképeiden, amiket Rick Raymond be fog mutatni.
Okay.
Yes, like what do we see in this first picture? We see it seems like an indentation in the water from this. Is this an electrode? What is this thing that's sticking into the GANS mixture?
Mit láthatunk ezen a fényképen? Mi az a dudor ott lent a folyadékon, és mi az a pálca? Egy elektróda, vagy egy fapálca, vagy mi az?
Not water, nem víz, az egy ecset.
That is a brush.
Amivel felkavartam, mert tehát marollóg, nátriumhidroxid plusz GANS keverék.
He has made a mixture of ganses plus a little caustic soda. So he made a mixture, a soup for covering the nano-coated maglev coils, and he used the brush just to mix it up with the little added caustic soda.
A képnek a bal oldalán ott van a szétszedett magrav, látszik a kerék, a tányér.
On the left extremity of the picture, you just can see the edge of the maglev which he prepared to condition with that soup.
Okay, so let me be clear. What, if you can see my marker here, I'm not sure if you can, but where the tip of the brush is that where it just dropped into it just was a drop we see? It's not a vortex created there, correct?
Az ecset alján ott látszik valami dudor, az egy csöpp, ami lecsöppent az ecsetbe.
Csepp, ami leesett.
It's a drop which dropped from the brush.
Oh, okay, good. Well, you had me going on that one to start with, but let's move on to the next.
Megyünk a következőre.
And I want people to notice the time. The time is 9:46 in the first one, and that's 9:54. It's 8 minutes later. So.
Figyelünk az időre, ez a másik kép 8 perccel később van. I just translated about the time.
Okay, it's a little blurry, but this is just, it's starting to form.
Itt egy kicsit zavarosnak látszik, itt csak kezdődött képződni valami.
Maga a kép sem tiszta, nem tudom, hogy miért nem tisztult meg.
Unfortunately, the photo itself, it's not clear. Zoltan doesn't know why it didn't become more clear, no focus.
Okay, we move on to the next one here. And we can see your reflection in it, but there's some formation in the GANs. It looks like it's got some layering or some streaking in it, you could say.
Ezen a képen látjuk a kezeidet, meg a fényképezőgépet, de ugyanakkor látszik egy kis képződmény, hogy valami kezd ott kavarogni.
Kezd ott rendeződni a sor.
So it starts to position, to align inside.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he started to do this photo in that moment.
Right. The time now is 11:23, and that's 46, 56. Yeah, whatever. It's about 40 minutes later, let's say. Okay. What was the time? Okay, 23, 11:37. Let me just go back. Okay, there we go. Now, It's almost like a more homogeneous mixture in that it's quite even where the black spots are. There's some formations, but it's fairly even.
14 perccel később látjuk, hogy egy rendeződött képződmény van, de eléggé egyenletes.
We don't see a definite pattern in this one, I'd say.
Itt még nem látszik egy jellemző forma.
But we move into this picture and it's a whole different ball game. All of a sudden we see a definite pattern on especially on the one side, on the left side here.
A későbbiekben készült képen viszont már látjuk, hogy képződik egy örvény, bal oldal főleg, és jobb oldalt is kezdődik.
We can notice the start of, we definitely see the spiral formation on the left-hand side. In fact, it looks more like a double spiral with possibly two arms on it. On the right side, there's an eye of what could be a spiral, but it doesn't really have, to me, a spiral shape at this point. It does have some features that are coming. And there seems to be some sort of dividing line or, some sort of interface between these two areas at this point. I may be explaining a bit too much there, but I'm just trying to interpret what I'm seeing.
Akkor, amikor ez a kép készült, már, tehát 11:57-kor.
When he made this picture at 11:57,
akkor a szétszedett magrav már nem volt mellette.
The magrav which he has taken apart was not anymore near it. So he removed that magrav.
Össze volt szerelve, és az új helyére betéve.
So he has set it up already and put it in the place where it was the new magrav. So he made several magrav units.
Ellenben a táltól, tehát az edénytől 3 méterre a hűtő tetején, te tudod, ott van a másik működő magrav.
So the story was that he had a magrav unit which didn't work properly. He took it apart. He found out that it has not a very nice coating on the top coil, so that's why he prepared this soup to repair it. And meanwhile, 3 meters away from the table where this photo was taken, on the top of the fridge, the refrigerator, he has another magrav unit which is continuously working.
Okay.
All the conditions.
Let's go to the next picture. Whoops. Okay, so that was 11. Okay, next one says 11:57 as well. So this was taken a few seconds after, I guess. It looks quite similar. Let's move to the next one. So, wait a minute. This one was before 11:46.
Maybe they are not exactly in the same order. So first it was the double spiral, and later here the spiral from the right was already losing its contour.
Let me see here. If it was in proper order, maybe it would be a little different in the way it works out. But in this one, we definitely see a double spiral, situation. It's quite beautiful. It looks similar to something you might see in the ancient rock inscriptions or modern geometric artists. And, it could be, it's a universal shape.
No, Rick, if you pay attention, both spirals have different rotations. One goes from left to right, the other one goes to right to left.
Yes, and they're different strengths or different, like this one is very open and, maybe this could be called a more of a magnetical shape, and this more of a gravitational, perhaps.
Just a second. Yes, exactly. So just a second, if I may annotate here. So we have a part which is giving, another which is taking. So probably this is part of a toroidal field, which is sectioned by this water here.
No, no, you create acidic condition. Where is your drop? Where you put your arrow. So you created acidic condition right in that drop. Now you have acidic.
Let me translate that and let Zoltan answer. Armen azt mondja, hogy amikor belecsöppentetted azt a csöppet, akkor valószínűleg egy savas közeget hoztál létre benne. Így történhetett, vagy mégsem?
Szerintem nem, de most rájöttem a nyitjára. A dobozban, tehát alul a dobozban volt egy végtelen, tehát egy 8-as nanobevonatolt 8-as.
Now Zoltan says it's not because what he dropped inside, because he used the brush to stir it up, to mix it well. But now, just now, he realized what happened here. Now he realized that in the bottom of that the plastic box there was a figure 8 nano-coated coil, which he put it to make a GANS layer on it, and he forgot it. He has forgotten it in the box.
Wet box in the water.
Yes, so in the water, on the bottom, there was a figure 8 nano-coated wire.
Now you have a direction of your field. But where can you ask him where he put his MagRav unit? Where is it? Where it's located? On the north side or the south side? The MagRav unit here.
A MagRav melyik irányba volt? Jól rajzoltam ide, vagy másik irányba volt?
Tehát a MagRav az nem a jobb oldalán, bal oldalán.
This way.
It was this way.
Na most ez a 8-as, dupla 8-as tulajdonképpen, mert keresztben is van egy 8-as.
He said it was actually double 8. Segíts azt, hogy lerajzoljam.
Megmutatnám.
Tekerveit, vagy pedig...
Tehát függőlegesen is van egy 8-as, és vízszintesben is 8-as. A vízszintes nagyobb, és a másik ott, mintha egy csokor lenne. Nem, a kereszteződésnél.
Oh,
yeah,
he's saying that I try to. So he had one figure 8 like that, and he had a smaller one perpendicular to it like this.
Nem?
No.
Fordítsd el jobbra a kicsit.
It?
A kicsit fordítsd jobbra.
I understand now. So this perpendicular in this plane.
Közepén. Úgy, oké. Azaz.
Oh, it was one like this.
De megmutatom, hogyha megnyithat.
But he will show it. He will show it through his camera to be clear about how it is.
Ez az.
Can we see it?
Megnézhetjük, mutatod?
Persze.
So Rick has to stop for a moment the screen sharing to let him start the camera. This is.
Okay.
Hello.
When you put, yes. When you put this is inside your container.
Ez a container a doboz belsejében van.
Igen, az aljában.
Yes, it is at the bottom of that container.
Ott volt. De az érdekes az, hogy kivettem, és csak akkor is alakultak ki.
But it's interesting, he has taken that out, and still that the vortexes were still forming. They didn't stop when he has taken out that coil. So Zoltán has taken out the figure 8, and still the fields were standing in the same place.
Could you ask again what the combination of ganses were?
Elmondanád még egyszer, milyen GANS kombinációt használtál?
Hát ez ahogy az ecsetekről lekerült, de ebbe van pár csepp olom, plum,
It has a few drops of lead,
CH3, CO2,
a lot of CH3, CO2,
molibdén.
a little molybden GANS.
Nem is olyan kicsi.
So molybden GANS, not small quantity. He used all the hard disk hard drive disk plate for making such a molybden GANS.
Van zinkoxid, hát ugye.
It has zinc oxide, grace oxide,
Az persze.
copper oxide, of course.
Akkor alumínium.
Aluminium. Tegnap említette neodímiumot is. Tettél bele mágnest is?
Nem, ezért tettem ezüstöt meg az arany.
Also he put silver and gold.
De ez, lényegében ez csak maradék, mert ez...
These are just traces, not big quantities.
Mert ahogy az ecsetet lemostam.
So these are just the traces as he washed the brush. What came out of the brush was maybe containing some traces of gold and silver GANS.
Na most a legközelebb megpróbálom akkor a külön-külön ganszokkal, mert azok külön edényekben vannak. Ugyan,
The project, Zoltán will try to repeat the experiment with separate GANSes, not the mixed ones.
Sander, one thing was in the pictures which I received was that these boxes are 3 meters away from his MAGRAPH system. Can we see the MAGRAPH system, please?
Yeah,
Yes, he has a MAGRAPH system made by himself on the top of his refrigerator, which is 3 meters away from the table where this box was.
Mr. Cash was curious about the interval between the boxes and the MAGRAPH system and the distance.
3 meters between these boxes.
To have a visual view of the MAGRAPH and the distance, if that was possible.
Carolina asszonyság szeretne tudni, tehát tolmácsolja Cash úrnak a kérését, hogy pontosan hogyan is nézett ki az elrendezés, hogy hol voltak a szobában ez az edény, a magrav, a működő magrav, a szétszedett magrav és a dobozok az ablakban.
A doboz nem az ablakban volt, a doboz az az asztalon.
So I try to draw according to the description. So if this is the room, so here is a table, and here is the refrigerator. Tehát lerajzoltam, hogy itt bal oldalt van az asztal, itt jobb oldalt a hűtőszekrény.
30%-át értem.
Because when I saw the pictures first coming up with that explanation with it, me and Mr. Cash thought that this pattern was formed because he implemented the distance between the MAGRAPH and the boxes.
3 méter.
So, tolmácsolom, Carolina asszonyság mondta, hogy Cash úr gondolta, hogy egy bizonyos távolság volt a dobozok és a MAGRAPH között, ahova ez el lett helyezve, és ezt hozta létre. Az ablakban levő genszes dobozok még ott voltak?
Hát a CO2 meg a rézoxid, ami, és azon kívül, hát CO2 az van legalább 3 üvegbe.
So he has further gases, sorry, he has further gases here near the window. So various gases here, so this is the position. Maybe I have to change the color to something more visible. I have to choose the solid square. So here he has various gases. And here he has that timer with gas mixture. And here he has the maglev.
I think part of the question was, where was he standing? Is that part of what you're saying, Caroline?
No, what we understood was how it came was I received 2 pictures with this pattern in it, and title, this is 3 meters away from the maglev system. So my first thought was, Mr. Kesh, this might be interesting to look at it, because I think the indication is that the pattern which are created in the GANS boxes or in the GANS liquid is because of the influence of the maglev system, which is 3 meters away. And we wanted to find out if that was indeed correct, and if we could get a visual from it.
So I'm trying to draw it up. He has no separate movable camera, just on the laptop, and it's quite difficult to show around. So this may be 1.5 meters.
That literally the movements in the boxes were created by the maglev.
Zoltan wanted to say something. Zoltan?
Tehát nincs 1,5 méter a doboz és az ablakpárkány között, csupán csak egy olyan jó durván 60-80 centi.
Sorry, I have to correct some data.
80 centi.
About
1 métert mondhat.
0.80 meter to 1 meter. So here was a smaller distance and there was a bigger distance. And if you see this from the bottom up, I mean from the side, in that case here is a window, he has a shelf where he has various gases, here is a table, here he did this mixture of gases, and here is the refrigerator, and the maglev is on the top of the refrigerator. So from here to here it's 3 meters, and here it's roughly about 1 meter or less.
Okay, if you can ask the gentleman maybe to restart, if that is possible, from before, and then maybe take a video when everything starts moving, not in picture form, but in a visual that you can see when the field starts building up.
Caroline tolmácsolta Cash úrnak a kérését. Szeretné azt, hogyha reprodukálni tudod, tehát ugyanazokat a műveleteket, ugyanazokon a helyeken, ahogy ezt korábban csináltad, Zoltán.
Értem.
És közben ne fix fotókat, hanem kamerával mozgóképet vegyél föl, hogy lehessen látni, hogy indul el a mozgás.
Because Rick is indicating the time. Be careful. He was keep on pointing out to look at the picture and the time frame. So it is important with the speed this is forming. Maybe this can be achieved by or in a short video.
Tehát itt az időnél itt ugye más időpontokban történtek a felvételek, egy videó viszont ezt pontosabban mutatná. Hogy milyen ütemben, milyen ritmusban, milyen sebességgel zajlottak le az események.
Hát mondjuk azt a legelső kondíciót nem fogom tudni, mert akkor szét kell szerelnem a magravot.
First condition, it's hard to reproduce because he had a second magrev, which he put it here on the table, and he has taken it apart to place its coils, to put its coil into this soup. So this is harder to reproduce, but he will try to do as much as possible.
Van más tekercse, megpróbálom más tekercse.
He has another coil, he will try with another coil, not with that magrev, because now he fixed that magrev and he put it in order, all is assembled. He doesn't want to break it apart again.
You can try this with one maggrav unit. Just bring the maggrav unit in between where all your GANs are and the box of the container. It will still, because your maggrav, it's like gravitational.
Zoltán, Armen azt javasolja, hogy azt a másik magravot, még akkor is, ha működik, csak tedd ugyanoda, ahol volt, anélkül, hogy szétszednéd.
Hát nem szedem szét, persze.
He will not take it apart, but he will try to put it in the same place near to the box to replicate the same condition.
No, all I'm asking, he have two magravs, but now he can try with one magrav, which is sitting on a refrigerator. He can move it in between the GANs and a box container mixture that he has.
So shall he move the box with the GANs near to the working maggrav, which is wired?
Or he can put the extension cord and bring the magrav in between.
I understand. Armen javaslata, hogy esetleg a működő magravot lehetne a közelébe tenni.
Hát az, figyelj csak.
Az be van kötve.
Hát az, ami 3 méterre van, az ott volt, és az ott is maradt.
So this, which is at 3 meters distance, this was fixed and stable. So this was there in that position at the beginning. So it's no need to bring it closer. It was at 3 meters during this accidentally observed experiment.
A másik magrav az átkerült a főzőfülkébe, ha emlékszel, ahol írja ott, hogy Ganses. Fent. Na attól egy kicsit még fennebb, egészen a bal felső sarkába, ha megjelölöd, ott van a másik magrav.
So this second magrev now is moved into another room here. It's another room somewhere this position. It's behind the wall.
Tehát én azt megtehetem, hogy kiveszem onnan, és oda teszem a doboz mellé, a doboznak a bal oldalára.
So he can do that, he will move this magrev and he will put it here where it was when he observed this on 26th. So this magrev was moving, this magrev too, and he can move it again and with extension cord and to put it here again on the table.
Every experiment, every test will be welcome to see how things are moving, and it will be very nice. Thank you very much, Mr. Zoltan.
Minden kísérlet nagyon értékes lesz, amivel ugye meg lehet mutatni, hogy mitől kezd el mozogni valami. Köszönjük szépen, Zoltán.
Nagyon szívesen.
So it's his pleasure to do this. So you are always welcome. Everybody is welcome.
Thank you very much. Rick, do we have anyone else? And thank you for the translation, Sander. Do we have anyone else to show something that came up?
We do have. Go ahead. Who's that?
Oh, it's Mark. Hello, it's Marco here in Australia. Can I ask a question to Armin, please? Is possible?
Yes.
Yes, Armin. I'll just show you my reactor that I'm preparing. Can I start my video?
Yes, correct. Okay. If Rick allows you.
No, I don't know you at all, I don't think. Have I met you before?
No, not met. No, I'm one of the 1-year students, and
Okay, well, generally,
Vakhtang,
generally, like I posted in the chat, we go through a vetting process because we've had too many surprises, and I don't know who you are and what you're going to present.
that's all right. Can I just ask the
Whether
question?
something like if you have, for example, if you just have background music playing or something, then that can interfere with our broadcast and so on. So there's certain things we have to sort of go through. We vet the presentations or whatever, but it's kind of an unusual time right now, so I'm not sure how to proceed with that.
Well,
What do you think?
Rick, today is everybody's presenting their magravs, their connections, and their GANs.
Right, so we should open it up.
Let him show it because it is video, and he's done it, and he's showing from his house. I don't think we have any problems to do that.
Okay, thanks, Armin, for the confirmation on that. So go ahead. Do you know how to? I'll stop the screen share, and do you know how to start your video and so on? Okay, let me get it set up here. You're on. I see your video's on now. And,
yep, I'm just going to put the camera on.
Let me. Oops, I have to get it on my second screen right there, and then we can spotlight. Okay, yes, your camera's on you right now. I'm not sure if that's exactly what you wanted, but that's what's happening. Or did you have another camera that you wanted to show?
No,
I'll just turn.
It's perfect.
You can see very good. I'll turn my computer to what I've got here.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
Okay. I've set up, talking with George and Vakhtang, we set this system up, which has got a container here for our gases, our liquid plasma. And I've set up a little plastic tube here, which will hold a plastic ball like that. Okay. Stay there. So we'll glue that, connect that there. And we'll have a ping pong ball as the inner core, like that. One inside the other like that, forming our Caroline core. Okay. And the black ping pong ball connected to a shaft like this. So that one will rotate clockwise, one will rotate anti-clockwise. Okay. And that will sit about there. And that obviously is holding our liquid plasma. Now, the question I had, because I had a long discussion with George and Vakhtang, to resolve the problem of these, filling these, when you fill them up with liquid. If I fill this up with my liquid GANs, let's say this, I'm going to set it up with CH3. So I'd set this with my liquid CH3 GANs, let it sit there, and then remove it. So that would carry the field strength of CH3, correct?
Correct. If it's
and I'd do a similar process.
Please,
sorry?
then nano-coat your cores.
Yes, yes, nano-coated.
Yeah, when you nano.
And I'll do the same. Sorry?
Well, I'm saying when you nano-coat it, whatever field you apply on it, it will carry that field. But so you still you can rotate dry GANs. So if you can rotate dry GANs.
Okay, the question I was
just if you are doing the test, you have a capability to do. Just put a little bit dry GANs in one of the cores. One core, just make it liquid GANs. See what's the interaction in between. How you going to interact? You have right now outside core, just put dry CH3.
Okay, so you're saying to put the dried CH3 in the outer core, okay, to set the conditions for the outer core. If I just use the field strength of CH3 in the core, and the field strength of this and my inner core when I set my GANs up with this, and I rotate these, is that going to work as a concept instead of just having a liquid in there? So I'm rotating my two cores. Instead of having liquid in there, I have them set up with the field strength of whatever ganses I want to set in there.
Yes, correct.
Do you understand what I mean?
Just I understand what you're saying, but I understand whatever you apply to your nano-coated material to carry the fields, you start to rotate them, you're gonna open up the fields. It's the same way that the liquid is in there, or it's a now like a vapor. If you have a vapor plasma, when you apply that vapor, where it goes, it will be absorbed with your nanomaterial, so it will stay over there. That's why, you know, if you heard, I explained, if you have your cores nano-coated only, and you have your capacitors, so you know exactly what kind of fields you are directing into your coils. You understand?
Okay.
So it's a.
That's fine.
So.
Because I was trying to eliminate the problem of having liquid in the cores and having to seal them so the liquid doesn't come out when we rotate them.
Yeah, but try with liquid first, because that's in a matter state that you can see right now. Then you will understand you don't need all this equipment to create a rotation in a plasma in the air by your thoughts. So we're not there right now. That's why just try to put now liquid, understand what liquid is going to bring you, what kind of fields is going to bring you, what kind of interactions you can create from it. Then you will go to next step to understanding what's if you apply that to your nano coating material, the fields are still there. So you can try that too. I'm not saying, but you know, just try to understand first liquid, because a lot of people, they don't understand liquid. Maybe you could show so much beauty in that, a lot of people will be amazed. So that's my point. But you don't need to rotate, you know, inside core. When you rotate and it's loose inside, and when you have a certain speed, it will just rotate it in the middle, your core.
Okay, so that would end up sitting in the inside of this core rotating without having it connected via my.
Yeah, if this blue core, you are rotating the blue core inside the that orange ball, it will start the rotation. It's on.
Okay. Okay.
To understand, Armand, for everybody else who's working the same way this gentleman is working, do they have to nanocoat their material even before they use their GANS waters?
No, no, you don't have to. No.
Can you make the differentiation between when they have to nanocoat and when they don't have to?
If you want it, hold it. Let's say if you create a nanomaterial, that's mean when you apply the GANS field on it, so it's going to stay there. When you have a when you have a matter, you keep the plasma inside.
Because I see a lot of people having confusion when they have to nanocoat and when they don't have to nanocoat.
Try both. You know, I'm not going to say it. What's the difference? Otherwise, the interest it will be lost. So there is no interest.
Well, in the old days, the number one rule of the reactors that Mr. Kesh was describing, the ones that mostly use gases at the time, the various combinations of gases, was don't let the plasma touch the walls of the container, the actual physicality, you know, element, physical stuff of the walls. Otherwise, that will destroy the plasma. So you have to find a way to either keep the plasma in the center so it doesn't touch the walls, or create walls which repel the plasma or keep it, you know, centered in the center. Or perhaps with plasma water, we're in a different situation where maybe it doesn't lose its fields to the surface of the inside of the sphere as easily as the plasmas that were worked with the initial reactors.
Thank you, Rick.
Something to be still investigated there. Maybe there's others that may have some input on that.
But Armin was also right. Mr. Kesh is pushing them to do them in all the different ways: protected, non-protected, nano-coated, non-nano-coated, to see how people come with different results. The one advice, please, I will give to everyone: make sure when you start building, know what you're building and what for you're building it. Make sure your intentions are there the right way for what you want to achieve, and please give to your system. Don't always want to take from your systems. Make sure they can flourish and they can give.
One of the most surprising things I heard from Mr. Kesh a few years ago, which really stuck with me, is before we started talking about this feeling with the reactors and so on, he said when he works with his reactors and he starts them maybe hundreds of times a day or dozens of times a day, these gaseous reactors he was working with in Iran and so on, he said he would pray to his reactors every time he would start one. He would say, "I hope you're going to have as much fun with this as I am today." And I thought, wow, that's what a way to you know, open up to this environment, to just say, you know, we're going to do this with joy and with intention, and you know, let's do it, basically. So I thought that was very important, and it was only a few years later that, and only in the last maybe year or so, that we started to investigate more and more this relationship between the operator of these reactors and the actual operation of the reactor, the relationship between the plasmas of the entities involved. So,
We dropped out.
okay.
We dropped out?
Nope, I think we're okay.
We just went.
Oh, that's what happened there. Sorry, I see. Thanks, Vince.
So guys, try everything, you know, try to understand how the, look around you, how the universe is made. All spherical. You don't need much of the GANs, you just need a little bit in the liquid to see the interaction. Because now you bring the, you know, plasma into the liquid, which it brings the totality, the sphere.
I think Armin and Rick and so many other people, I think when Rick was explaining about every time before he goes in, he goes very quiet before he even touches the reactor, because people have to stand still and realize you're creating, you are creators. So be aware what you create and be prepared to give, not just there to receive. Because your reactors, as Jordan was explaining and so many others, it's giving. Just make sure your reactors will achieve the connections we all want to create more balance all over the planet, and we can do it. But just be aware when you're creating, starting from scratch, starting from zero, make sure you're intuitive, know to apply that extra pepper and salt, as we say, your feeling, your good intent, and I think we're all going to be fine.
Well put, Caroline. I'm wondering if we should maybe end it for today, or shall we carry on here? It's been almost 4 hours into it now.
Yes, guys, it's late. I have to go sleep, and early morning I have to wake up. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you all. Thank you, Armin. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Vince. Thank Sander. Thank our teams all over, wherever they are. I cannot name every single one because the list is too long. So many people just are adding and adding, and it's getting very busy everywhere. Thank you for all your contribution, all your tips, and it doesn't stop. We just carry on.
And thank you too, Caroline, for your work, especially with the council on Facebook and so on there. There's so many messages coming and going. It's like Grand Central Station, and you're sort of in the middle of that, directing it there. So thank you for doing that and all the other work that you do in the background that we don't hear about a lot of the time. So, and thanks for hosting today. That was delightful to have your presence here. And
You're
thanks.
quite welcome. And you're right, Rick. Actually, I have a relationship with all of you in one or another way. I'm trying to make sure people get into the right point of knowledge, what they're looking for. I have great news because a lot of times it doesn't get mentioned because we are overlooking the normal running of the foundation all over this planet. Is I'm welcoming the Spanish team, which have really got a nice, good start in their workshops. They had the first one last week. I'm still waiting for more pictures to come in to share. I've witnessed the workshops from Farad, which are brilliant. I hope he can support a lot of more other countries with the same way of working, and then the Spanish helping the other ones. There is a door opening in Mexico I have seen through a certain person named called Don. He was the person who was looking and trying to save the life of the dog in Mexico. And we have seen nice pictures coming up from Holland, Netherlands. They are into the workshops heavy as well. I've seen the pictures coming up. I'm trying to coordinate with Stanley how to give each one of you your platforms where you can present your teachings, your workshops, your sharing. I have noticed that every single person has gone home with a working MAGRAPH. So every single MAGRAPH has been tested before they left the workshops. Thank you so much for all your hard work. These are all the little things which are never getting mentioned. There are so many teachers everywhere. I think Norway will start stepping up as well now. I've been talking in the background to see where we can have maybe an English teaching but subtitled in the languages. I have to thank so many thanks to the translators. We have in the 80 languages and it's growing. There are more and more people coming up to help, to participate for more distribution in that people can understand it.
Caroline, in that way, I'd like to mention too about the transcriptions and the subscripts and captions and so on, especially for the Knowledge Seekers workshops. We have transcriptions, sorry, but we need to get them put into the subscript caption form where it's timed and can be put onto the YouTube videos. Then we have all the English on the video, and then we can put the languages on that very easily after that. So it's a tedious process to time each one and to double check all that and so on. So there's room for some people to participate in that. And if they get a hold of me or Stanley, then they can help participate after they're cleared with our security and so on. So that's another addition there. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I wanted to add that.
No, you're quite welcome. You're quite welcome, Rick, because it is important. They are struggling for people to get people who know what they're doing. This is not an easy job. It might sound easy, but it's not. I put a circulary out to collect more translators in different levels. if you could give me later on or whenever you have time, where they can get in touch with you and Stanley and the other people for certain jobs. If you can give me like a list that I can post out, we can together reach a lot of people that might have never thought that they are capable of doing these jobs, or they have temporarily some room to do and give a hand. So we're all sharing. And it would be very nice if people can start sending in more footage, more short videos. Try to get the light very clear that we can see clearly what you try to show to us. You can pass them to me, you can pass them to other members of the foundation, but make sure, first of all, or last of all, that they are landing with Rick. Please don't open your cameras, don't share unless you get really the permission from Rick to go into public. I know you're there with your good heart. I know you're there to share, but don't jeopardize that. Then we have to create so much extra work for like Rick to redo the whole thing for nothing. Just one slice, small mistake can really create so much extra work for all our technical people, which is actually not needed. So please send a mail or send a text or post before you open your cameras. Make sure Rick is okay with it or your hoster is okay with it before you share, because we are on a public platform. Then we have to shut everything down. It takes hours of delay before everyone else can enjoy the teaching. When if nothing goes wrong, it straight away goes into public and it can stay there safe. Thank you very much for all your contribution from everyone.
Boy, that was really clear. Thank you very much, Caroline. That's exactly what the situation is, basically, yes. Okay, shall we wrap it up for today then? And people who still have other presentations, well, there's next week for sure, and let's get it organized through this week and have another great show next week.
One thing before you close down, Rick, please. Remember, we are in the holiday period going in, but we are on standby. If anybody has any results, please make sure we receive them. Mr. Kesh will have a look at it and we will go live with it. So please bring your contribution. Thank you very much and enjoy your holidays.
Thank you, Caroline.
It's the holidays, it's time to get to work, I think, and get our various reactors happening. And I think it's time to get on the fast track and make this all proceed a little faster progress.
You know, you said that. It made me laugh, Rick, because that's exactly what Mr. Kesh said. It's holidays coming, he says, and his work is going to start.
Where the real work begins, yeah.
Yes. Have a nice suntan. Don't stay in the basements or the kitchens to do your cooking of your ganses. Enjoy it. That's more important than anything else. Goodbye.
Life is a Gans, eh? Okay, thank you everybody. I'm going to end the live stream now. This has been the 124th Knowledge Seekers Workshop for Thursday, July 28th, 2016. And we'll stop the live stream. Thanks everybody in live stream as well. I wish I could see the questions there more, but we get too busy in other things.